Okay. How can I restore the chat? Actually, I'm gonna pop it out. Pop out chat looks so much better. All right. Holy shit, you guys got in here quick. I was like updating the chat, not expecting to see any comments, but I'm already seeing comments. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Sup, Team YouTube? Sup, Skullraiser? Sup, Mr. L's Reviews? I already can tell this is going to be a rough stream because my throat's already hurting. And you guys know when I do these streams and I'm talking here for like 2 hours, I'm like dead by the end of it. So I'm going to try to keep this under an hour, hopefully. But that's probably not going to go. So yeah, I'm ranking a bunch of different movies from a bunch of different, I'm going to call them adventure franchises. Like they're like the types of movies that have very adventure-y type things going on. I don't know. I think that's the best genre that most of these movies fit in. I mean, some would call them sci-fi, like Star Wars is like, I guess, partially sci-fi, you know. Lord of the Rings is like fantasy and stuff, but at the end of the day, all of these are at least adventure movies. That's the thing that's similar about all of them. So I thought we would tier rank them, because why the hell not? I want to do the same thing, but for like slasher films as well as for comic book movies, but I'm gonna wait to do those until like after specific movies come out. Like for the slasher one, I'm gonna do that after what was it, Halloween Kills comes out, so that's gonna be October. And then I want to do the comic book movie or superhero movie, whatever you call them. I'm gonna do that after Spider-Man No Way Home comes out, even though there's going to be a couple of those type of movies that come out in like early 2022. I'd rather just do the ranking right after that, so that would make the most sense. And tier ranking on streams is more fun than like making a video on it, to be honest, because I was thinking about doing this as like a video, but I feel like it's more fun to do it as a stream, right? Yeah, they're action adventure, yeah, basically. There was a couple other franchises I was thinking of including, but I don't feel like they fit in the same category as these, like the Matrix. Like, yeah, that has adventure aspects to it, but that's way more sci-fi than it is adventure. So I was like, no, that's not. I'm not including the Matrix. There's only 3 movies in there, anyways. But we have obviously Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, and Star Wars. That's the last one. Star Wars has like a million goddamn movies though, so there's like a shitload of those. And for Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, I don't have the Fantastic Beast and the Hobbit movies because I haven't seen them yet. I don't know if I will watch them anytime soon. I've been thinking about it, but it's like, I don't know. I was gonna do reactions for them, but I did that poll, and like 50 plus something percent, like it was 60% or something like that, said that they don't want to see it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't want to waste my time doing it if no one wants to see it, or at least people want to see it, it's just not a lot. I don't know if I'd consider I mean, I guess it's partially adventure, it just doesn't fit in the same realm, I guess. These movies just feel like they're like those big blockbuster adventure movies, like, you know, the Lego games, right? These all have Lego games based after them because they have a very adventurous feel to them that would work well for a game like that. So that's one of the things that all these games, I guess, fit in, or all these movies fit into. What's up, B Vinyl? Halloween Kills is going to be awesome. So hyped for it. I hope so. I've loved a lot of the Halloween films, specifically, like, honestly, 2018's Halloween is one of my favorites. So I got a good feeling it's going to be pretty good. I'm still in favor of you dressing up as each of the serial killers when you do this for the slasher. Oh my god, that would be rough. You know, I think I have a Scream mask, like a Ghostface mask, but I have no idea where it is. That's the only one I think I have, though. I used to have Freddy's claws, or finger blades, whatever you want to call them, but I don't think I have them anymore. And then other than that, that's about all I got. But if I really wanted to go out and buy a bunch of shit, that'd be kind of funny. The Hobbit is a massive step down from Lord of the Rings, worth watching. Yeah, so that's why I was thinking like I might just watch them on my own because I I really want to see them so I can make my own. Because for all I know, I'll probably love them. I like a lot of movies. You guys know this. Like, how many movies have I said I hated? It's so rare. I think out of all the movies I've reacted to, I've only actually hated like two of them, and that's like it. Like all the other ones are at least decent to me, or at least like watchable. To be fair, we're watching pretty good movies here and there, so it's like I don't know. I see your live stream notification on my phone after cutting the lawn and couldn't get here fast enough. You rock. Oh, what's going on, Jason? How you doing, dude? Uh, I just started my fall semester, so it's gonna be busy. I'm gonna have a lot of work to do outside of this channel, so it's gonna be hard to balance it, but I'll try my best. What's up, Jack? What's up, Dennis? Have you watched Fantastic Beast? No. That's another thing, just like The Hobbit, that I was hoping to do reactions for, but because of a pretty large majority of my viewers don't seem to be interested in seeing it, I might just watch it on my own and just make up my mind like that. I'll probably like them, but I don't know. All right, so let's just do this. I think I'm gonna go in order from my least favorite franchise to my favorite, and we'll do it like that. And that's gonna be hard. Just deciding that is hard enough. Like which one of these franchises is my least favorite? Honestly, no. So for least favorite, it's gonna be between. I already know it's gonna be between Jurassic Park and Pirates of the Caribbean. Not that they don't have amazing movies in them, but I just think out of all of these, those are the weakest. Because Jurassic Park, you have a couple of these I really like, but like some of them not as much. And Pirates of the Caribbean is kind of the same way, where it's like there's a couple really good ones, but none of them really are like masterpiece type quality to me. I don't know. I think my favorite's got to be Star Wars. I mean, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I don't know. What were the two movies you hated? Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I watched last December, and I was not expecting it to be decent. I just wanted a slasher, like a Christmas movie to watch, and I thought it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. But it was kind of funny because it was just like so stupid that it was a little funny. But I was just the whole time I'm like, this is just bad. And then the other movie, um, what was it? I can't think of it, but I know there was another one that I didn't really enjoy. I can't remember though. I know I didn't like Evil Dead that much, and a lot of people were like, "Yo, how did you not love that movie?" I'm like, I don't know, it just wasn't for me, I guess. I don't know. I still want to watch Evil Dead 2 because I've been told that Evil Dead 2 is a lot better. I just wasn't a fan. I love Sam Raimi too, so I was like the directing of that movie was really good. I don't think I hated it though. I don't that wasn't one of the movies I said that. You can watch the rest of the Tarantino movies. I do plan on it, at least a couple of them. I don't know about all of them, but definitely Inglorious Bastards. I'm probably gonna do that soon, actually. Um, Also, what was the other one? Django Unchained is one I'm definitely gonna do. Other than that, though, I'm not sure about the other ones. I guess it just depends on which ones people want to see, which ones win the polls and stuff. Are any of these going in F? Possibly, but I honestly doubt it. No, yeah, there definitely is at least. I'm looking at one right now. It's definitely going in F. Most of them, though, are going to be higher, I would say. All right, let's just get into this because I've been talking for a while. Did you see Pirates 5 yet? So I did. So yeah, you guys haven't seen the reaction to Pirates 5 yet, but I have seen it. I just haven't uploaded it yet. Because keep this in mind, and a lot of people don't realize this, I react to these movies, like I record them, like weeks in advance before it gets uploaded to YouTube. So if you're watching my like I posted Pirates 4 reaction the other day, right? I watched that, like I recorded the reaction to that like mid-July. So that video was recorded back in like mid-July and I just uploaded it at the end of August because I do these in advance so I could have time to edit them and post them. So like right now I've done like 4 or 5 movies that you guys I have 4 or 5 movies that you guys haven't even seen uploaded to YouTube yet. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there. But I did see Pirates 5, and actually I'm not gonna spoil my thoughts on it, but I actually liked it a lot more than I think most people do. But I won't spoil my full thoughts on it. Are you gonna react to the "I Know What You Did Last Summer" sequels? Probably not. Only, I mean, honestly, it depends how good that video does. I'm uploading "I Know What You Did Last Summer" video tomorrow to YouTube. If it does really well, maybe I will. I just realized there's freaking the chat is right above my face. Move. Was the chat on my face that whole time? I'm not gonna keep the chat there. If it does really well, I guess I might, but I've heard terrible things about them. So I'm gonna go with the assumption that most of my viewers aren't gonna want to see it. But if it does really well, then maybe they would want to see it. So I'll decide that when I get there. But as of right now, I don't plan on it. But we'll see. But again, I would like to still watch them regardless. I just don't know if I'll do a reaction. Have you reacted to John Wick Chapter 2 and 3? I'm doing Chapter 2 right next. Next is going to be Chapter 2. I've only watched 1 so far, and 1 is going to be uploaded probably in 2 weeks. And then 2 and 3 will follow shortly after. I agree, you should watch Evil Dead 2. Yeah, probably one of these days. All right, let's start it. I'm going to start with the Pirates movies because, like I said, I think these are my least favorite out of all these franchises, even though I still like them. So, Curse of the Black Pearl. Curse of the Black Pearl. This one, to me, I liked a lot. I wouldn't say it's definitely not an S, that's for sure. But is it great or good? I feel like most people are going to say great. I think most will say great, but I might actually give it a good. Which a good is still really, like, that's like, these are like 10 out of 10s up here. These are like 9 out of 10s. These are like low 8s, 8 out of 10s, maybe like 7.5 out of 10, which is still a really good rating. Like, that's good. So I'm happy with that. I'm sure a lot of people are going to give that great and perfect. Trust me, I liked it a lot. I just don't think it's necessarily great to me. Looking forward to you reacting to the Conjuring franchise. Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing that probably. I have a lot of horror movies I want to do, and there's so many, but a lot of people don't care for horror, so I don't want to just do horror movies too. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I'm really like trying to do the most diverse genres of films possible. So rather than just doing the same sort of films every other week, I like to switch it up. So I've been on a cycle, right? We've been doing superhero movies, which the X-Men franchise is those movies. So that's one. And then the next week is usually a horror movie. Well, actually, no, it's the other order. It goes horror and then we go X-Men. And then after that, I usually do just either a one-off movie or like a random action movie of some sort. And right now we're doing John Wick, so that would be John Wick. And then I go back to the horror movie, and that's my like 3-movie cycle that I've been doing. I want to keep up with something like that, so I'm doing different types of movies every week and every reaction. I don't want to do just one type of thing, because I know there's people who don't give a shit about horror movies. There's some people who don't give a shit about superhero movies, so it's like I don't want to just do one thing. That's why I try to spice it up. But since we are getting closer to October, I want to do a little bit more horror just for now, but not too much. Okay, so when it comes to Dead Man's Chest, I'm putting that one in great. I told you guys this, and I think some people agreed with me, some people didn't. I think the second was better than the first. I do. I think Davy Jones as a character, I like Barbossa, but I think he works better as a not really hero, but like kind of like an anti-hero almost, at least in the later movies. But I think Davy Jones is just a little bit more interesting, and villains to me is one of the most important parts of a movie. Like, if you don't have a good villain, a good antagonist, it's not going to be that interesting to me. And not that Barbossa wasn't good, I just think Davy Jones was a lot better. And stuff with the Kraken was great. I think because they already established the relationships between these characters, it was just a little bit more entertaining to watch them interact, because the first one was definitely just trying to like sort of make them interact with each other for the first time. They were meeting each other for the first time, so it was a lot of people just not trusting each other, and it wasn't as, I guess, they still didn't trust each other in the second one. Let's be real here, but they felt like they actually knew each other more, so we didn't have to spend all that time of them just getting to know each other. And I think I had a lot more fun with that one because of that. Yeah, honestly, we're definitely the minority there, Christoph. But yeah, and that I'm guess we'll go to the next one right away. At World's End, I'm also gonna put in great. Which the only thing holding back At World's End, I would say it's too long. It's a little too long. I don't mind long movies, but I do think there's some points in this movie that could definitely be cut a little bit. Can you do the tier list from left to right so we can see your tier placements and individual rankings? I wasn't planning on that, but I sure, yeah, I'll do that. And I guess that would still apply right here because I like Dead Man's Chest more than this one, so I'll keep that right there. So yeah, we'll do that then. So from left to right, left is the better one. You know what I mean? I just I think the ending, the last like 40 minutes of At World's End is what puts it above it because that was like fantastic. And I think the stakes were a little bit higher as well. It was these movies are like a almost a two-part like movie right here. They kind of go uh into each other very nicely. The second I Know What You Did Last Summer isn't bad. They make an effort to carry on the storyline, but definitely won't bother with the third. We'll see. Dead Man's Chest was, in my opinion, also best. Davy Jones is my second favorite villain ever after Darth Vader. Barbosa is my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean character. Yeah, I agree. Well, it was my favorite character, but I agree that he works better as an anti-hero. I still think Jack Sparrow is my favorite. It's just, it's Jack Sparrow. Come on now. But when it comes to On Stranger Tides, this one I'm gonna have trouble putting in a spot. I'm gonna put it in average. I don't think this is a bad movie or even meh. Like a lot of people told me it was garbage, absolutely abysmal, and I had fun with it. I didn't absolutely love it. I think it was unnecessary. Like it felt like a filler movie. Like it didn't even really have a big purpose to the overall storyline. But it's still a well done movie. I think the scene with the mermaids is one of my favorite scenes in the whole Pirates franchise when they're chilling out in the boats and the mermaids are attacking. That was one of my favorite scenes in the whole fucking franchise. So that I got to give it credit there at least. I just don't think it's deserving of meh. Like you really have to be of really just you do a lot of things wrong for me to put you in anything below a C, to be honest. It did its job. It's just a not a necessary movie in any way, shape, or form. Never seen any of the Pirates movies. Yeah, they're worth watching, I'd say. It's a fine movie. I could definitely see if you were someone who was watching these movies when they first came out, I would be way more disappointed with it if I watched it when it first came out. Like especially if I was a big fan of the franchise and I had to wait 4 years for a new one and then I saw that, I think I would hate it a lot more, which is why I think the ratings are so low and the reviews are so low. But when you watch them all together like the way I did, I didn't care as much because I'm like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't anticipating it for 4 years. You know what I mean? I wasn't, holding off. So that's why I feel like there's a lot of different biases with watching movies and shows and stuff like that when it comes to when you watch it and how you watch it. So I think it makes sense why people didn't like it if like they had to wait 4 years and saw that. But for me, I enjoyed it enough. This one's gonna surprise you people. Oh shit! I just realized I said I wasn't gonna spoil my thoughts on Dead Man Tell No Tales. Dead Men. It's Dead Man. No, it's Dead Men Tell No Tales. I wasn't gonna spoil my thoughts on it because I haven't uploaded the video yet, but I'll just say right now where I'm gonna put it. It's higher. It's higher than one to me. I know. That's like craziness, but I legitimately think this movie was actually pretty good. Not like great. That's why it's only in B. But I ever so slightly enjoyed it more than the first one. Ever so slightly. Uh, what's your favorite franchise on here? Well, we're doing it in order from my least favorite to my favorite, so you'll see when we get to the end. I already said it though, so I'll just say it again. Star Wars has got to be my favorite, which is weird because when we get to Star Wars, you're gonna see a lot of Star Wars movies in like the low tiers. Actually, you know what? That's hard to say because Star Wars as a universe I love, but I can't really say that the franchise is all that great, like the movies. Because the universe is what I love so much. I love a lot of the lore behind it. Like there's a lot of great shows connected to a lot of great games. There's a lot of great movies, yes, but some of them no. So it's hard to say the franchise of Star Wars is great, but like the universe is great. You guys know what I'm talking about here, right? But I still think it's my favorite out of all these, I would say. It'd probably be a close tie between that and like the Lord of the Rings is like fantastic all around, but we'll get to that. We'll get to them, all right? Let's chill. Five ahead of one is crazy. It is crazy talk, but you know, I'm a little crazy, so it works. You know, I think a lot of people are starting to like realize that I don't know the whole situation, the whole Amber Heard Johnny. I don't know the whole situation personally, so I can't really speak on it too much. But I think a lot of people, at least on online, are kind of like starting to realize that Johnny Depp was in the right in that situation. I don't really know, but that's what it seems like. So I'm not sure if Johnny Depp will eventually. He might start getting roles again. I don't really know if he has recently, but um, I mean, I hope he does because he's one of my favorite actors. Because he does a great job. You should definitely check out some of the James Bond films. I was planning on it. There's just so many of them, so I wouldn't know which ones to start with, to be honest. That's good that you weren't disappointed, Christoph. It's always good to. I would always say it's better to like something than not to. Yeah, World's End felt like the ending. Honestly, what made me love Dead Man Tell No Tales so much, and I think I really made this clear in the video, is that it actually felt like a proper sequel, like more than Stranger Tides did, because this one actually did continue on with Will's story. So I really like that, having his son be in there, and then him being in the movie. I mean, when I saw him in the movie, you'll see my reaction. I was like, holy shit, because I didn't know he was going to be in the movie. I had no idea his actor reprised his role. So I was like, what the fuck, really? And I was really excited. Obviously, he wasn't in much of it, but at least having his son there as a legacy character was just, it was more interesting to me. I really liked that, to be honest. Um, Chewbacca Mom is better than the movie. What? When Halloween Kills comes out, are you going to do a ranking of the Halloween films? Yes, I'm also going to do a tier ranking stream just like this, but with all of the slasher films that I've seen. And I've seen like 7+ franchises worth of slasher films now. The only slasher film I haven't really seen all of them of so far is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and we're gonna react to some of those here. And I'm gonna watch a lot of the other ones on my own because I'm sure as hell you guys don't want to see me react to like. I heard a lot of bad things about some of the Texas Chainsaw movies, but I'm reacting to the original, of course. I already watched it. That's gonna be up probably next week or 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Dead Man Tell No Tales could have definitely been a proper fourth movie. Is the MCU here? No, because that's a partially adventure, sure, but it's more that's in the comic book movie realm, and we're gonna rank comic book movies another day, probably after like Spider-Man: No Way Home. People only support Johnny Depp because he's more popular. Yeah, it's possible. There is definitely bias in who people support for sure. Like I would expect that people who are big fans of Amber Heard are probably gonna support her, and people who are big fans of Johnny Depp are probably going to support Johnny Depp. People really, that's the whole thing. In the everyone's biased in life, and that's, I try my best not to be. I'll admit there's some times in my life where I am definitely biased towards certain people, certain things. I try my best not to be because it's not fair to do that. So I try my best to just look at things from a non-biased perspective and just be like, all right, how do I, choose my opinion on this based off that? But I don't I don't know the whole situation with that, so I'm not really gonna speak much on it. I mean, she's still gonna be in the next Aquaman, right? I think it's a little ridiculous that people say stuff oh, the I'm gonna boycott the Aquaman 2 because Amber Heard's in it. Personally, I think that's a bit overkill because she's not the only one working on the movie. So even if you have a big problem with her, like she's gonna get paid a lot regardless of how well the movie does. Like she's already being paid a lot. Like that's not how it works. It's not like, oh, the movie doesn't do as well, so the actor gets paid a lot less. She's like one of the stars. She's still gonna get paid a shitload. So whether or not you see the movie is not really making a big difference to her salary. What's gonna hurt people is the people who made the movie, like the workers who had absolutely nothing to do with whatever the hell's going on with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. So I think boycotting things because of one character that's in it is the stupidest thing you could do. It's so stupid. Like for any company, for any movie, whatever, boycotting it because of one person is like, what are you doing? I guess some people want to do that because they think that maybe they'll fire her if they do boycott it because they'll get scared. They'll be like, oh shit. But in reality, a bunch of people are going to go see that movie anyways because it's a comic book movie. No, I'm pretty sure she is in Aquaman 2. They already announced that she's going to be in it. Unless I'm just wildly mistaken, but I'm almost 100%. I'll say I'm 99% certain she's in it, or at least she's been casted in it, and I think they're filming right now, right? But I'm not talking about that anymore because, like I said, I don't know much about it. If you want modern Bond, start with Casino Royale. I've heard a lot of good things about Casino Royale. Have you watched the movie called Rocky Horror Picture Show? I haven't. I mean, I've seen the movie Rocky, but not Rocky Horror Picture Show. Have you seen Wrong Turn? I have not. I've heard about it though. I want to watch it. Yeah, the 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw. I'm watching that as well because I've heard a lot of good things about that one. So I like horror remakes. Like I'm one of the only people who I feel like actually really likes horror remakes. Like I loved Friday the 13th. I'm not gonna go in depth with that. We're ranking these today, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of horror remakes I've actually really enjoyed. You know, you sound like you're from Boston when you say the word stupid. I mean, I'm not from Boston, but I could see I have that accent sort of in a way. Yeah, I don't think the woman from Game of Thrones is replacing her. You might have heard some rumors, but they're not true. She's in it. All right, next franchise, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park's going in perfect. It's a perfect movie. Well, okay, perfect. I'm gonna say near perfect because nothing's perfect. All right, you know what? Nothing's perfect. I will stand by that opinion that literally nothing in the world is perfect. It's just impossible. Everything can be improved in some way, shape, or form. You can make it just a little bit better. They could have filmed this a little bit better, and it could have been a better movie. So it's not perfect. It's near perfect. It's like literally an inch away from being perfect. I can't really think of my criticism for the movie right now, but small things can always be improved. So I'm really technical with my wordings, as you can tell. But yeah, I think Jurassic Park is a great movie. I think that's pretty obvious. I think a lot of you expected that to be there. That was the first movie we ever reacted to on this specific channel, which is special about Jurassic Park. Will you do a live reaction to Dune? I don't know much about Dune. I do know I've heard of it, but I don't know. If there's demand for it, maybe. But I'm not too sure. But The Lost World, the sequel, I'm going to put this one in good. I don't think it was great. I think it was fine. Would I put it? Yeah, I'd put it here. I'd put it below Pirates 1. It's a fine movie. I'd say like it's not like it's definitely better than it is bad, so I wouldn't put an average. Like average means it's just as good as it is bad, you know? But it's definitely got good aspects to it. I really liked Vince Vaughn in it. Vince Vaughn's one of my favorite actors, so seeing him in it was great. Also, you had was Julianne Moore in it? Was she the girl in it? I think she was. And obviously, you have Jeff Goldblum. Just great, just great. If you want to improve Terminator 2, you would ruin it. I believe there's something they could fix about it. Something they could just make just a tiny bit better. Just one scene, maybe just filmed it a little bit better. I mean, just even think about like I think the CGI on the T1000 was fine, but it could have been better. We all know it. We all know it. It could have been better. If they spent a couple more $1 million on it, they could have made it look even better. It was fine the way it was. I think it was a fantastic movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Who the fuck is this? I'm just gonna have to hide this user. Oh my god, jeez, dude. Bro, oh my god, what is happening? Bro, what? What kind of no life makes a million different accounts just to do this? Like, you have to be the absolute. Oh my god. You have to be the absolute biggest weenie hut in the world to do something like that. Like. All right. Does someone want to be a moderator? The only problem is I don't know how to stop this. Because, like, I don't think it's going to stop. It must be a bot because there's no way someone actually made this many accounts to do this. See, the problem with just ignoring it is that, like, I need to see the chat so I can read what you guys are saying. All right, I'm gonna make some people mods. It's a problem on Twitch also. Damn. Oh yeah, I'm blocking them right now, but it's just a problem. They keep making new accounts, so it's like, jeez, dude. It'll probably stop at some point. It looks like it's stopping now. I'm sure it's a bot because there's no way someone actually makes like that many accounts to do that. I just don't understand that thought process. Like, you must have the worst life in the world if you sit there and decide, you know what? I'm gonna waste my time to make a bot algorithm to just be a piece of shit. Wait, the fuck? How is that? It said I already blocked this guy and he was still commenting. I have seen Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, I'll add some more moderators. Yeah, just if you see them, just block them. Whatever setting lets you block them completely, just do it. I appreciate it. It's so sad though. It's like, just do something better with your life. There's so much good stuff to life. It's like, why waste your time? Oh yeah, I know it's not against me personally at all. I don't expect it to be. And even if it was, I wouldn't really care, to be honest. Like, I have no I have pretty tough skin. So like, even if someone's a dick, I can take it pretty well. But like, that's just being annoying at that point, though, you know? That's true. All right. All right, let's move on. Bro, man's gotta grow a dick, man. I swear. Because that's just sad. Whatever. Yeah, bro, that's not nice to Jar Jar Binks, bro. Honestly. Oh, he's infant. Yeah, I assumed he was someone related to Star Wars because he has a bunch of like Star Wars related names. And I'm assuming because I have Star Wars in the title of my stream, they just came here to. That makes sense. I assumed it was connected to the Star Wars thing. Dude, honestly, I love Star Wars, but the Star Wars community is trash. There are some terrible people that exists in the Star Wars community. There's some great people too, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of just yeah. Yeah, adventure movies is a loose term. They are more I mean, not all these are really family oriented, but most of them are, I would say. But like they're just kind of movies that are like the popular big budget like blockbuster adventure movies. That's the best way to put it. I don't really know exactly how to put it, but you guys can see all the franchises we have down here. There's just a couple. All right, Jurassic Park 3. I'm going to put this one in meh. Only movie that I think I'm going to put in meh so far, obviously. It's not bad. It's just I just don't feel like it did all that much to me. It was very short. It felt a lot shorter than it actually was, to be honest. They brought back some characters, which I thought was nice, but they didn't really utilize them all that well, to be honest. I think the best part of the movie was in the birdcage, so that was great. But other than that, I didn't really think the movie was anything spectacular. I did love the ending as well. The last like 30 minutes of the movie was really good, but like the first hour, I was like, I don't know. Have you seen the Little Shop of Horrors director's cut? No, but I've seen the regular Little Shop of Horrors on DVD. I don't know if that was director's cut or not, but I've definitely seen the movie. Jar Jar created the Empire. Uh, there is a lot of great people in the Star Wars community. It's just a lot of them are also just you know trolly. Oh, the Mummy. Shit, you're right. I should have put the Mummy. That would be a good one to include. I think originally I was going to include the Mummy, but then I just forgot to, or I just decided not to. I'll just say right now the Mummy would definitely go at least in great, maybe even near perfect, and then the 2 and 3 would be like good or average. I actually like 2 and 3 a decent amount. I didn't think it was like the best movies. I haven't seen the remake though. They made one with like Tom Cruise recently, right? I haven't seen that Mummy movie. Probably will one of these days. But yeah, no, Jurassic Park 3, whatever. It was decent, but it wasn't the best. Jurassic World. I think I like this movie a lot more than other people do. Like a lot more. Honestly, it's either going bottom of S or top of A, but I don't know because there are some issues I have with it that would prevent it from being an S. But at the same time, it's still it wouldn't be above Jurassic Park, but like it's it's one of these two. I'm gonna put it here for now. It definitely can drop. Depends on what other movies I put up there, but for now I'm putting it up there. It deserves it. I really loved Jurassic World, man. I really did. Yeah, the Mummy is really good. I kind of wish I included it, but it's a high ranking for it. I know a lot of people don't like Jurassic World. A lot of the main reasons I hear is because of the CGI, like on the dinosaurs, is a little bit over the too much. Which is one of my only issues. I think the some of the dinosaurs in it looked a little weird because of the CGI. Wasn't the best CGI in the world, definitely. But is Back to the Future? Nah, I don't have it here. Even though those are definitely adventure movies, I just didn't include them. But Back to the Future 1 and 2 would both go in S, and then 3 would go in like good or something. So superhero movies have taken over everything. Not since Tim Burton directed Batman has this had any edge. Kids like edgy dark stuff a lot more than we give them credit for. There is a lot of superhero movies today. I would agree, but I wouldn't agree that there hasn't been any edgy like superhero movies. I mean, you have Joker. Even the dark. Oh my god! Not. What the fuck? Now we got the Green Goblin, bro. All right, I appreciate you guys taking care of him. Jurassic World cannot be S, bro. Well, too damn bad. All right. Harry Potter books are much better than the films. I haven't read the books. I'm not a book reader. I've so many people have told me to um read like a bunch of books. So like a lot of movies I watch, like, oh, you gotta read the book, you read the book. I just don't read, which I know that's like, oh, what a zoomer. He doesn't read, but like, yeah, I saw that too. I tried banning them and it wouldn't let me, so I don't know what's. I think they've hacked into the freaking system. They can't even be banned. Shit's ridiculous. I don't know. Whatever. As long as you guys can just delete them as soon as possible, I appreciate it. Yeah. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Was I talking about Jurassic Park? No, I was talking about books. So I've read a couple books here and there. I just I have so much shit that I got to do in life to the point where I just never find the time to read. I do think it's good for you, which is one of the benefits of it. And I have read some books like more fictional, not fictional, non-fictional things like textbooks so I can like learn shit that I might need to use in future, like future classes. Like I taught myself neuroscience this summer. Like I read a whole neuroscience textbook, not the whole thing, but I read majority of a neuroscience textbook this summer just to teach myself it. But when it comes to like fictional books, I always say to myself, I'd rather be watching a movie right now. You know what I mean? I know that's like, if you really like books, you're going to be like, oh, how could you? But it's like, I don't know. I find movies to be a lot easier to consume than to be reading has a lot of benefits to it in other ways, but if I'm going to read, it's probably just going to be something that's like teaching myself something, you know? But I also did read Carrie. I read Stephen King's Carrie recently too. I just did that for fun. I actually enjoyed reading that a lot. But then again, I don't really have time for that outside of the summer, so I probably won't be reading much. I definitely should have more when I was a kid. I'm gonna force my kids to read, whether they like it or not. You got reading is good for you. It is, but I just never did it much outside of like things I had to read for school. You know. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Blade eventually. I'm excited for that one for sure. What is the best movie or movies you think that kids can learn from and not just be entertained? That's a good question. There's a lot of movies like that. A lot of Pixar movies do that very well. Like Pixar movies teach you so many lessons that like that's why they work so effectively because not only are they entertaining and emotional and great for adults, but they also teach you things. And obviously adults are not really teaching you anything because they're things I already know, but they're teaching kids like a lot of good ways to go about life, whether it's about friendship or life or emotions or whatever. I don't know. There's a bunch of different movies. Sticky Zoomer doesn't read. Audiobooks, yeah, but then again, it's the same thing. It's like I'm watching or listening to a guy telling me a story. I would sit there and be like, I'd rather just watch the story unfold on screen. You know what I mean? I know not every book has a movie counterpart, and a lot of people would say that the movie counterparts aren't as good as the books, but I like movies. I don't know what to tell you. Jurassic Park is a great book. See, I don't want to sound stupid, so I'm just gonna see if there actually is one. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Oh, there is a book, but like, wait, is it? Wait, it is based off of a novel? Oh shit! I never knew that. Wait, are you kidding me? I've heard absolutely no one talk about this book before. I was assuming maybe they made a book like after or something, like, you know, they do like books about movies sometimes, but like, no, they literally, there's a Jurassic Park book, 1990. Well, that's a surprise. How many movies are out there that are based off of books and I just don't know about them? Probably a lot. I was surprised to hear that Ready Player One had a book that it was based off a book. I was like, wait, really? Yeah, PlayStation 20 gonna take over the world. True. I mean, it's just so easy not to read because, like, even for school, you could get away with not reading. Like, personally, me, I sometimes I read, but for the most part, there's been plenty of books. Like, we had to read The Hobbit in high school. I didn't read a page of it, and I still aced the tests because it's really not hard to look up like summaries or whatever, or just be like, "Yo, what happened?" So I could have read The Hobbit. I kind of wish I did because after watching Lord of the Rings, I'm kind of interested in that universe now. So I would have been okay with reading The Hobbit, but I I didn't read a single page of it. I knew the Bilbo, what was it, Bilbo character, and that was about it. Is it Bilbo or am I stupid? I don't know. I think it's Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins, right? Obviously, it's Frodo from Lord of the Rings, but I'm talking about his dad. Or his, no, it was his uncle, right? Yeah. I have some of the Harry Potter books, not all of them though. Okay, we gotta. I love reading your guys' comments, but at the same time, I gotta do this. Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. I'm gonna put in meh, but I'm gonna put it above 3. I actually enjoyed a lot of it, but at the same time, it was such a weird movie, and I don't really think messages are that like detrimental to the like. If I don't agree with a message in a movie, it's not like gonna ruin the movie for me. But this was like it wasn't like a political message. It was just a stupid message that I feel like the movie was trying to tell me, and it just didn't make any sense to me. It was because a lot of these Jurassic Park movies really have the whole idea of like trying to save the creatures. Like they don't want to kill them because they're animals, really. But this one went a step too far, where they made this little girl let all of the dinosaurs free into the world, and they played it off like it was nothing. Like, oh, whatever, they're free. But like there's some of those dinosaurs are like pretty vicious and will kill innocent people. Probably, we're probably gonna see that in the next one. So I was just like, why are you playing this off like nothing just happened? The little girl was like, oh, I let them free, but it's like, okay, some of them are good and fine and won't hurt people, but some of them will trample over cities and kill people. So, so I'm just watching. I'm like, what? Now, if they made a character do it that like was a character we were supposed to not like, sure, but like we're not supposed to hate this little girl. I don't think so, at least. So I don't know. It was weird, but the rest of the movie I think was pretty much decent. Why is it so hard to let the bad guy win? We presume kids are stupid. They like a surprise. Some movies let the bad guys win. I mean, Empire Strikes Back is an example, right? But then the next movie, the good guys win, so I guess it's not entirely true. Honestly, I think it just is depressing. I think people don't really like depressing movies that much. I mean, look at the Saw movies. Saw movies have the most depressing endings usually, where like most of the characters just die, and it's like, the fuck? Are you a gamer? I actually have a second channel. Well, actually, I used to call this my second channel until this channel ended up passing up my other channel, but I do have a gaming channel. Links in the description. It should be in the description. If it's not, it's just Expert Fusion is the name of it. I play a lot of Call of Duty and I make videos on it a lot, but really only that though. I don't play a lot of other games. Not because I don't want to, but rather I just don't have the time. But I would like to. Like I just so many games I want to play, but I just physically don't have the time for it. And like, yeah, solo games, that's the thing. I want to play a lot, but I just, like I said, don't have the time. So like I try to play COD as much as I can because I like COD a lot, but like I really want to play like the Resident Evil games. I want to play Spider-Man. I want to play The Last of Us. All these games I've just never played because they're just too long. I don't have the time to sink my teeth into it. I want to though. It's Bilbo. What did I say? Did I not say Bilbo? I might have said something else. I don't know. Starship Troopers. I've been told to watch that a lot, so I didn't add it to my list, but I am keeping that in mind. I will add it to my list today then, because I did forget to add it. What are the horror movies we'll be reacting to this year, next year? We got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, original and remake. Get Out. We're gonna do. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I already watched, but that's gonna be tomorrow. What else? The Conjuring. We're gonna do The Fly, and we're probably gonna do Midsummer. Other than that, I don't know, but there's definitely a few others that I have in my mind. All right. Next up, oh, this is hard. Which one's mine? See, Lord of the Rings. We'll do Lord of the Rings next. Like, I don't think these movies are like I don't think Harry Potter or like Indiana Jones or Star Wars, for the most part, are better than these movies. But just because there's three of them, it's less of a universe that I'm attached to. So I'm gonna do those next. All right, we'll do Lord of the Rings. I said Bilbo. Wait, but you said Bilbo, and I said Bilbo. You typed the same thing. Oh, are you just like reaffirming that it's Bilbo? You weren't like correcting me. All right, Fellowship of the Ring. I'm gonna put in great. I know people are gonna say they all deserve near perfect. I know I'm gonna put it like top of great. Actually, no, it would be right here in between. I think I like this one a little bit more. I know those people are gonna say they deserve all to be an S. I think Fellowship just wasn't as interesting as the other two for me, but the other two are gonna go in S. Return of the King is gonna go to the top. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. That's fair. I don't think they deserve all to be an S, even though some people would probably say they do. Almost all science fiction movies were based on books. Damn. The Fly. I'm very excited to watch The Fly. Like, really excited. I've been looking forward to that for a while. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Robocop 2. So I did the first one, but I haven't done the second one. I don't know if I will, but we'll see. I liked Robocop a lot. I did. I've heard a lot about Trick or Treat too. Yeah, he was just agreeing with me for some reason. I thought he was like correcting me, so I was like, "Oh, did I say it wrong?" I thought I did, honestly, so it made sense. Jurassic World ahead of. Okay, it's ahead of one. It's ahead of two of them. All right, it's all right. It's. No, Fellowship is like it does exactly what it's supposed to do, you know, but I just don't find it as entertaining, I guess is the best word, as the other two. Even though it's still great, which is why it's an A. That's still a great damn tier. The franchise as a whole would be pretty much S though. All right, we'll do Indiana Jones next. Honestly, I'm not sure how to rank these next three franchises, but Indiana Jones is one of my childhood favorites. Like I really freaking like Indiana Jones. Like this shit was like Star Wars and Indiana Jones were the two. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Spider-Man were like the three franchises that I watched over and over and over again as a kid. So I know these movies. Oh my god! I just had a dude. I don't know if you guys heard the alert that went off, but my things are so loud. The volume's way too loud. It probably wasn't that loud for you guys, but this shit's way too loud. That just gave me an. I think I just went deaf for a second there. Holy shit! That was so loud. One of the alerts went off. I guess someone followed me on Twitch. And holy shit, that just killed me. I think I'm like, my ears are ringing, bro. Oh my god. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. Okay. Uh, Robocop is pretty anti-capitalist. Was it? I guess in some ways. I don't know. I usually don't let like because the thing is, so many movies have political messages, and as long as the political message makes sense and it's like not, even if I don't agree with the message, as long as it makes sense, I'm okay with it. But if it doesn't make sense, then I'm like, the fuck, There's a lot of movies where I'm like, yeah, I don't really agree with what they're trying to tell me here, but it's still really well done, so I'm all right. It's all right. And also, like, if it does it in a way where it's not like in your face, like forcing you to feel a certain way. I love movies that have a topic and let you make your opinion on it on its own, rather than trying to force a topic and force unrealistic, like, inorganic situations just to make a point when it's like that doesn't even make sense. You guys know what I mean. I haven't seen Avatar. No, well, I've seen parts of it, like family watching it or something, and I just walk by and see a couple scenes or whatever. But that's all. I haven't really watched the whole movie, which I think I should at some point. All right, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Um, I'm not even lying to you guys. I'm putting these all in S, or no, the first three in S. Now, where in S exactly? So this is an unpopular opinion, very unpopular. Hear me out. It's a very unpopular opinion, but it's okay. It's all right. We all have unpopular opinions. I think Temple of Doom is the best one, and it's probably gonna go. I don't know if I'd put it higher than Jurassic Park though, but it's at least going right here. Peter Rabbit, landlords or leeches? What? I've never seen Peter Rabbit, so I don't even know. But that is kind of funny. Okay. Captain Marvel. I don't. Did Captain Marvel really have a message to it? I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I think there was some moments here and there that felt that way, but as a whole, I don't think the movie was really trying to do that. I didn't really like Captain Marvel as a movie, to be honest, but not because of that. Like, I just didn't like the movie. I thought it was a lot of stupid things about it. But I hate when people tell you that, not that I didn't like the movie. I didn't hate the movie. Every MCU movie to me is at least average. Like, if I was ranking MCU, I think all of them would be at least above C. So, oh, I haven't finished the order, by the way. I just actually, Last Crusade would be probably right here, and then Raiders of the Lost Ark would be like right here. Like, they're so, like, this is one of the best trilogies to me. I think the reason I like Temple of Doom more, it's probably, honestly, it's probably a very biased, nostalgic reason. I definitely watched this the most, but I found the situations that Indy was in this one to be a lot more interesting than the other two. It was very different too, because it was a prequel, which is hilarious. I didn't even know Temple of Doom was a prequel until, like, I rewatched these like a couple years ago, because I watched them a lot when I was a kid. But when you watch things when you're a kid, you don't really pay attention to what's happening. So I never knew it was a prequel until I rewatched them a few years ago, and I was like, holy shit, that was a prequel? Whatever. Regardless, it definitely didn't, like, it almost felt like on Stranger Tides, where it didn't even need to be there. Like, it didn't do much for the overall story, but I loved the separate story that they were trying to tell there. And it was very different than the other two, because the other two were very much dealing with, like, the Nazis and stuff. This one was its very, very separate thing in this one place, and it had this, like, really interesting palace that they, like, explored deeper and deeper into it with a bunch of weird stuff. And it almost felt like a horror movie at points with some of that stuff, like some of the really creepy shit they find. The villain was kind of stupid, I'll admit, but it has a charm to it that I kind of, like, enjoy. Short Round is by far one of my favorite characters in the entire franchise. I know they're doing a fifth one right now, and I doubt he's in it, but I would cry man tears if I saw Short Round show up as a grown adult in it. I would bawl my eyes out. I doubt he is, because I'm sure if he was, we would have heard some like rumors about it by now, and I haven't heard shit. But I would cry my eyes out if I saw Short Round in it, man. It's like, I don't know, he'd be like 30 now or something, maybe almost 40. I don't know. I would be like, holy shit. Actually, he must be like, how old would he be right now? 40 something, right? And then he yeah, and then Will, her name was Willie, right? And my I haven't watched these in a while, but it was Willie, right? Yeah. Everyone says this movie's bad because of Willie. They say, "Oh, Willie is annoying." Yes, she's annoying, but that's the point. It's like you're supposed to have fun with it, and I find her to be funny annoying. There's a difference between annoying and funny annoying. She's funny annoying to me. Like I actually have a laugh. It's not her that's funny necessarily. It's Indy's reactions to her being annoying. That's hilarious. Like the scene when they're in the trap and there's like the spikes coming out of the ceiling and it's coming down and she has to like go through all the bugs and like grab the lever to like stop the thing, and she's like complaining about the bugs and stuff, and Indy's like telling her to shut up. Like he's like freaking out. He's like, yo, do the fucking it's hilarious. He didn't say the F word, but I decided to include that. But you know what I mean. It's hilarious, the whole movie. I find it to be funnier than all the other ones, to be honest. And I know they're not really comedies, but still, the humor is just an additional part to it that I really like. And I think Indy looks badass in it. The scene at the end of the bridge was great. All around a great movie. Yeah, she's not as good as her, but like still, it's in terms of just entertainment value, I like it a little bit more. But it's such a slight like up over The Last Crusade, because The Last Crusade, I mean, come on. Come on. Like this is a great freaking movie. It's near perfect. Raiders of the Lost Ark, same deal. They're all really solid. I think the one thing I didn't like about Last Crusade was maybe the ending. I always thought was weird, with like the cup falling, and then like the one girl goes for it, and then I forget what happens. Indy was like, "Oh no, you don't need to grab it, or whatever," and then she falls off, right? And then Indy goes for it after that, and I don't know, it's just a weird situation. I don't know, but I still love the movie and love Raiders, love them. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Bottom of good. Actually above Lost World. I know people say it's trash, but I don't think it's trash. I think things about it are bad, but as a whole, I think it's definitely at least a good movie to me. I'm so excited for the fifth one, man. I can't even tell you. Like a lot of people were like, "Are you kidding me? They're doing a fifth one?" But I was like, "Fuck yeah." You know, I know Harrison Ford is like what 80 now, but who the hell cares? It's Indiana Jones. Of course I want to see more Indiana Jones. That was Brotherhood of the Ring. Isn't it Fellowship of the Ring? Unless do they call it Brotherhood of the Ring in other places? Like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is Philosopher's Stone in other places. I don't know. It is what you know. Opinions are opinions. I want to read some comments up there. Yeah, Shorty would have been really cool to see in this one. I just don't think we're gonna see it. And the thing is, they wouldn't have to like if it was a situation with the actor, maybe they couldn't get the actor back. Who cares? Because you could easily recast him. You know, when you have a kid character, find someone that looks like him and it'll work just fine. You know what I mean? If you can't recast when it's like, I mean, I guess you can. I mean, we've seen it happen before, but it's harder to recast when it's like really recent. It's a main crime in some countries. I got a couple of pin. Oh, you haven't even. When we get to Star Wars, those crimes are going to be even worse. I'm sure some of you already know if you watch my top 100 movies, but the Star Wars one's going to piss off even more people. I'll just say that right now. We haven't had a single one in bad yet, so that's impressive. We will though. I already know one's going to be in bad, and I could already look. I'm looking at it right now. It's going to go right. It's going to go straight in bad. Clint Eastwood is 90. Is he really? All right, let's do Harry Potter now. Harry Potter, I already ranked these actually. I think my opinions might have changed slightly since then. I ranked them like right after I did the last reaction to the Deathly Hallows. Um, the Sorcerer's Stone is going to go top of good. And honestly, this might piss people off. I still think Sorcerer's Stone is my least favorite out of all of them. Yeah, I prefer the darker Harry Potter movies. It's just how it is. You know, it's a great start to the franchise. It does it very well. It introduces the characters very well. It's really magical. It's very much a fun movie, but I like it when it gets darker a lot more. So it automatically gets better as they go along because of that. Also, I'm gonna put Chamber Secrets just literally right above it. It's kind of the same deal. It's just a little bit better to me because it's already just like I just original movies are usually like a lot of times to a lot of people the better ones, but I don't know. For me, I always like the sequel. Not all the time, but a lot of times I think I prefer sequels over the original, which is crazy talk to some people, but that happens a lot for me. It depends, obviously. I'm not saying every time, but like especially here, think about it. The only franchise of here that we have the original at the top is Jurassic Park. But Indy, not at the top. Lord of the Rings, not at the top. Pirates, not at the top. Harry, not at the top. Star Wars is not going to be at the top either, the original. So, interesting. Yeah, nostalgia will always play a role in these and what you like. I try to not let nostalgia play a role, but it just happens sometimes. And I think Temple of Doom is one of those cases, to be honest. Just it happens. It's hard to disassociate your nostalgic feelings for it. But Harry Potter is the exact opposite because I have nostalgia for the first four films because I watched parts of them when I was really young, and I didn't watch five through seven until recently. But I still think five, seven, and some of the ones in here I like a lot more than the other ones. A Prisoner of Azkaban, I'm gonna put um, bottom of great, which again, it's probably a crime to some people, but it still isn't exactly the type of stuff from Harry Potter that I absolutely like would put in your perfect. But as a movie, like technically speaking, it is really solid. It has some of the best directing, some of the best shots out of the entire franchise for sure. Are there movies in here you haven't rewatched? I haven't rewatched Solo from Star Wars. Um, and I haven't rewatched. Well, I guess do you count editing rewatching? Because when I edit them, I'm kind of rewatching them as I edit. So like a lot of these movies I haven't rewatched, but because I edit them, I basically rewatch it while I'm editing it in a way. You know what I mean? 12 Monkeys is good, not Adventure. What the hell's 12 Monkeys? Okay. Goblet of Fire. Gonna actually put this just slightly above this one, which is funny. I think you guys remember if you watch these videos, you guys know I like them little by little more and more as they went along. That's just for the most part. Up until five or up until six is when I was like liking them more and more as they went along. But Order of the Phoenix is at least gonna go up here. I really liked Order of the Phoenix, like a huge step above, because it took this shit into a whole new direction. I mean, Goblet of Fire started that, but this one went like above and beyond. But then Half Blood Prince came along, and I liked a lot of it, but I definitely didn't like it more than five. And I would originally have put it like right here, but I think it dropped a little bit for me since then. I've thought about it more. I've watched some videos and stuff, and I think it definitely doesn't deserve to be higher than these ones. I still think it's a great movie though. What is it even about? 12 Monkeys. Yeah, Solo I thought was like it was okay. We'll talk about that as we get there. We'll talk about it. Oh, Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt. Oh shit. Well, that just got me interested. I'm looking this up right now because those two names get me pretty excited. Oh, it's pretty new. Wait, no. Oh no, okay. There's a 1995 film, and then they made a TV program that recently came out. That's why I thought it was new. But no, that's is it? I guess this was like a remake or something. I don't know. But no, okay. The 1995 one. Uh oh shit. The scores are high as hell. Well now I kind of want to watch this. I don't want to look what it's about because I like going into movies not knowing what it's about, but or at least not knowing much of what it's about. So I'm not gonna look more into it, but that's fine. Please watch Beautiful Mind. I'll look it up. Maybe add to the list. Trying to make sense of Jurassic World. Bro, it's a great movie. It's such a fun movie. Have you seen Guns Akimbo? Nope. I actually haven't seen any movies with Daniel Radcliffe. Is that how you pronounce his name? I still don't know. I've only seen Harry Potter from him. I don't think I've seen him in anything else. Okay, then we have Deathly Hallows Part 1. Honestly, I also am going to put that in great. Wait, actually, Goblet of Fire... No, Goblet of Fire is going to stay there. Yeah, I'll leave it there. But obviously this one's going like right here. Just Deathly Hallows Part 2 just shoots up to the top pretty much. Not in front of Return of the King though. But yeah, this was such a good movie. That was such a good movie. So yeah, Harry Potter so far probably has the best. Like if I was to take the average of like the placements, I think, or no, Lord of the Rings would be higher because Lord of the Rings only has 3, and 2 of them are near perfect. But Harry Potter's got a lot of stuff up high as well. Oh yeah, Back to the Future is incredible. Those are movies that I wish I haven't seen so I could react to them. But yeah, I've seen those a million times. Well, actually, no, I've seen 1 and 2 like a million times. I've seen 3 maybe like 3 times. Like I have not watched 3 that many times because not that I don't like 3, I just it's not nearly as rewatchable as 1 and 2 to me. It's not nearly as entertaining. So I just haven't rewatched it many times. It's a massive cliffhanger. Was there a sequel? Bourne trilogy? I have that on my list. And Godfather's also on my list. I haven't watched those. Godfather's the one that like I have a feeling I'm not gonna like them. I have a feeling it's gonna be those type of movies that like I appreciate for what they are, but I'm bored watching them. I just because I don't really care for. I'm pretty sure that it's about the mafia, right? And I just don't think I have an interest in that. But then again, I said that about Lord of the Rings, and then I absolutely love Lord of the Rings, so I will watch it at some point, probably for reaction. I just don't know when. But I have a feeling I'm just gonna be like I'll appreciate however well done it is, but I just don't know if I'll have a good time watching it. Just based on the limited knowledge that I know about it, because I don't know much to be honest. But just because it's such a highly acclaimed movie, I feel like I have to watch it. Did they really shoot 2 and 3 back to back? That's interesting. I guess that makes sense. They probably had a lot of faith in it doing really well because 1 did so well. I haven't seen Goodfellas either, but I do want to watch that as well because again, I've heard a lot of good things about it, but we'll see. I doubt Back to the Future will ever be remade. I'm sure they'll make movies similar to it. I mean, I'm sure we probably already seen movies similar to it, but I'm never against. This might be unpopular opinion here, but I'm never against them remaking movies. And the reason why I say that is because, like, even if it's a movie that has no reason to be remade, the reason why I say I don't really care if they do is because I have the choice not to watch it if I don't want to. And even if it's not better than the original, which it a lot of the times isn't, oh well. I guess it's just an extra thing to watch at that point. But personally, I never feel like it ruins the original. It's to me, it's impossible to ruin a movie just making a new one. And there has been some cases where I do think the remakes outdo the original, even if the original is really good. But it's rare though. Even if it doesn't, again, like I don't think it's the end of the world. But Back to the Future, I just don't even think it would be, honestly. A Quiet Place, we did a reaction to it on the channel. Part 2, I did not do a reaction to it, but I did see it in theaters. So I never did a reaction. I never even did a review, to be honest. Because I was planning on doing a reaction, but it wasn't online yet. So I was like, I want to see it. And I was out with friends, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to watch it with them. And I did, and I loved it. Love both of them a lot. I think I've seen parts of Minority Report, but I can't remember. At the same time, I didn't see enough of it to remember it, so I probably will watch it at some point. Well, I mean, Lord of the Rings and Godfather are obviously going to be very different type of movies, but I am interested to see what is so good about it. Yeah, we're gonna do more horror movies. It's just I there's a lot of horror movies that I wish I haven't seen, so I could have, but I have seen a decent amount. Like slashers, especially. I've seen a lot of those. Scream was like the only one that I didn't see, and also Texas Chainsaw. But like Halloween, I've seen all those. Seen all the Friday the 13th and stuff. John Wick, I just watched John Wick. We're gonna have that uploaded probably in like 2 weeks. Wait, there's people. Are you the person sending the bots to people's stream, telling them to donate to your stream? Wait, there's someone doing that? Because there was bots in here before. Whose streams are they going to? Because there was bots in here before, and they were just spamming like bad shit. But and there was some comments that they said, donate here or else he'll like release your, I don't know, whatever it was, the IP address or whatever. But Terry, can you let me know who streams? Because I would like to make clear these people that I am not sending people to any streams, because I don't want anyone thinking that. Wait, what? Jesus. I don't know who that is, but I'll look them up right now because I'm gonna have to message this person. Um, why is their name coming up? A Skyrim character is coming up when I type in this. Oh, I see it. I see it now. Never mind. I just didn't put the S there. Wait, so they're telling me they're telling them to come to my channel? That is so weird. Well, I appreciate you letting me know, Terry, though. But yeah, I'm not doing that. That would be fucked up. I see, I see people talking shit about me in the comment section now. See, that's why I don't like this, because now people are like thinking I'm doing this. I'd appreciate if you guys could like let them know that I'm not doing that, because I don't know if this guy has. Oh well. I feel bad for this guy now because I don't want that shit. Like, that's just annoying. Yeah, I see the messages popping up now on the stream. All right, well, I'm gonna just comment and let them know. I'm just gonna quickly comment on this chat just to let them know, because I don't want to have this bad reputation of doing this, because I don't want people to think I did that. Oh wait, I'm on my. I should probably change accounts to my MovieFusion account, so I'm commenting because I have two different accounts. I have my Expert Fusion and MovieFusion. I don't want to comment on my Expert one. How do you spell it again? I gotta look it up. I apologize that people who want to see me do these rankings, you could still conversate about it, but I kind of want to also figure this out before. Just want to make things clear. Happened in Owen Silva's stream. The fuck. All right, I appreciate you letting me know, Terry, because otherwise I wouldn't. I wouldn't know. Not Team YouTube. Okay, I'll look at that in a little bit. I'm trying to figure this out right now. Yeah, I should ignore it, but I don't want. I'm only doing this because I don't want. All right, I just want to let people know that, because it's the worst feeling in the world to me is when people think you did something that you didn't do. That's like the worst feeling. So I'm just trying to make sure people don't think I did that, because I don't want people to think I did that. But all right, I put it out there. I'm assuming most people know that. All right, well, again, Terry, I appreciate it. All right. We're not going to be live for that much longer anyways, so it's not a big deal. Oh, Team YouTube, we had some terrible people raid the stream with a bunch of bot accounts, and they were just saying terrible things and just spamming it in the chat, and like you couldn't, like, no matter how many mods you had, it would not make a difference because they were like unstoppable. They probably are. I think most normal people would know that it's a bot, so I'm hoping everyone understands that, but I think we're all good now. All right, we're all good. That's insane. I don't. I just. It's just so sad though. Like I know I shouldn't talk about it more because I'm just giving them more attention, but I just like this happens a lot. Like there was this event. I don't know if any of you guys know about Call of Duty Zombies. There was this event where they did like these tournaments, and the tournaments were like online things that people would be playing, and people would like kick them offline while they're playing, and it's like, how much of a like loner, like loser, weenie hut junior do you have to be to try to ruin people's fun by like, I don't know. I know why it is. The only explanation to that situation, why people would do that, there's a lot of psychological reasons for it. It's simply because they're not happy with themselves, so they don't want other people to be happy, which is why they do that. A lot of the reasons people do bad things is for that exact reason. They're not happy with their own lives, so they're like, I don't want to see other people happy, so they go out of their way to ruin other people's day. Like, if you wonder, like, why would someone do something like that? That's usually why. That's usually why. People who are very happy with their lives are usually not going to try to ruin other people's lives. Not that this ruined my life. This didn't ruin anything. I'm talking in extremes here, but I don't think his bots on my stream necessarily ruined anything. It just made us talk for a little bit longer about funny things. Like, it's not like he's ruining anything here. I'm not in a rush to like finish this stream. I like talking to you guys, so it's not a big deal, but it's just, I just don't get it. It's possible they weren't raised right. I usually don't throw that assumption around because sometimes the parents do everything they can. And because we live in a world now where the internet is so influential, it's like no matter how good your parents are, you could still have shitty kids because of the internet, because of also schooling, you know? How much of time do people spend in school away from their parents? A lot of it, I think my Twitch alerts went off again. A lot of time people spend in school, and they could get influenced by their friends, by teachers, whatever. So even then, parents, I mean, they make a big difference, but I wouldn't say it's 100% always on them. Like even the one of the school shootings back in like, what was it, the 1999 Columbine shooting. The parent of that shooter like went on like this panel, I think it was a TED Talk or something like that, like years later, and she was talking, and I think one of the things she was saying was like she always feels guilty about it, but at the same time, like she did do everything she could to try to raise him properly. It just there's a lot of issues that go on in people's lives that sometimes the parents can't even control, which sometimes it is the parents' fault, but sometimes I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why I went on a rant about that for like so long. If you don't rank, okay, we'll see. We'll see. Spider-Man says racism is wrong. Hell yeah. These trolls have been all over YouTube. There was a lot of spam in my comments usually on like just normal videos, but that never really bothers me. But like streams are a little bit different because that's like streams, you know? Jack, not right. I'm not gonna be able to do that right now because I got to do this stream, and after this, I have a lot of homework to work on. I just started my college semester, by the way, and holy shit, man, professors just they don't give a shit about your free time. Like one of my professors straight up admitted to us, he's like, I really appreciate his honesty, but he sat there, he's like, yeah, you're gonna have about like 20 hours of homework a week just in this one course out of the 6 courses I have. So I'm like, bro, that's like half of a full-time job right there for one class. Like, are you crazy? The class is chemistry, but it's like, geez, 20 hours of work a week is what you're, that's like his, you know, estimate, but I'm sure it could be quicker for some or whatever. I don't know, but it's like, holy shit. Insane. Yeah, man, let me know. I would love to talk about Walking Dead another day. Today is just, I got too much after this. those kids did it because of bullying. Yeah, I think that was one of the main reasons. Which again, that comes to the school being an influential reason because you're at school so much, so sometimes things can happen there that can change you and that your parents didn't really do much of. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, a lot of people turn out just fine without like, um, you know, all parents and stuff. It's not necessary. It's just there are some cases where you could blame the parents. It really just depends on the individual situation, to be honest. That's the thing you learn a lot in like psychology is like everything depends on the factors. It's never like one thing causes it. You can add psychology textbooks to your reading list now. Well, actually, psychology is one of my majors, so I'm already doing a bunch of psych reading, to be honest. But but it's that and computer science. I'm doubling both of those, which is just so I don't know. I'm like overworking myself like crazy. Yeah, I'll make you a mod too. We got a couple mods in here now. I'll add you as a mod. I appreciate it. Ugh. Oh, really? You're a university lecturer on the youngish side? I appreciate you not giving them too much homework. There's some cases where I think giving homework's like good because there are a lot of classes where you need a lot of homework for it to like do better, but at the same time, especially if it's not like a really like content heavy class, it's like why I hate busy work. I like when the homework is like actually very helpful, but a lot of the times I do see busy work and that's always the worst to me. But if it's like homework that's going to really help with the exams, that is good, and I think that's definitely good thing to do. You think nursing would be a good career path? It depends. If you really like taking care of people, like you have to care about people a lot. Like you can't be afraid of like, you know, literally being there by their side no matter what type of situation they're going through, which a lot of people could do that, but it also takes a lot of, like we said, care. Jeez. Oh my god. This is the craziest bot I've ever gotten, bro. I've gotten bots before, but this is above and beyond. Yeah, so I'm doing psychology and computer science, yeah. Which is really crazy. When are we taking on new TV shows? Well, it depends, because right now the only shows I plan on doing, obviously The Walking Dead, any Marvel and Star Wars related thing, and Stranger Things when that returns, we'll definitely do that. A show that I really liked, and I kind of want to react to the new season of it, but I'm not too sure if I will do it. Jason Carr with $10. Yo, thank you so much, Jason. You've always been way too supportive with these donations, man. I really appreciate it. The mods have your back, and I give donations. LOL, thank you for being great, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. This is why no one likes cheese anymore. You know what? You're completely right, Anthony. Or is it Antony or is it Anthony? Because Anthony usually has a H after. I think it's just Antony, right? I haven't seen Chernobyl, no. The thing about shows is the shows just take too long for me. Even if it's a short show, it's like they're just so long. I was willing to do Game of Thrones, but then like more than half of the people said they didn't want to watch me react to it, so I was like, oh, guess we're not doing Game of Thrones then. I'm a streamer. I've been targeted by these bots last month, and I made a video about it. Damn, man, this is really getting annoying. But I don't. The thing is, I don't know how to like stop something like that because this is like a. The thing is, it's got to be some external like site that's allowing that because there's no way that like one person could have that many freaking accounts and like just be on a big ass computer screen with like a bunch of different things like unless he gets a group of guys to do it. But I'm pretty, yeah, you're right. It's a bot. That's what it is. But so I'm assuming he's using some software that's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't see why they do it, but I couldn't really explain it. I'll definitely check out your video on it though, because there was a lot of weird bot things that happened on YouTube, like even like just on comment sections. Like, remember the weird ass bots that would reply like, what was it? It was some guy named Tom or something, right? And it was like, he would always just say good video or something, but it was always like a second after you uploaded it. It's so weird. I don't really, I don't get the point of it, you know? It's been going on since January 2020. Damn. So it's probably never going to stop then if it's been going on for that long, which is so unfortunate. Cortex Zero got hit with them. Hopefully it's not a consistent hit. Like, hopefully these people would only get hit once and they wouldn't get hit again. Does it like consistently hit these people? Because if they like target specific people, which I see, it seems like they're targeting people, because at first I thought it was just a random bot and it was just like anyone, but then this guy was posting my name to other channels streams. Like, they were saying that MovieFusion will, if you don't, someone was putting my name in another stream saying that if you don't donate to MovieFusion, I will like, or he will bomb you or something, send a bomb to your house, which is completely fucked up, and like that could actually cause a lot of problems, like a lot of freaking problems. Like, that's serious shit. Because I mean, I'm not going to go in depth with it, but like that's not something you mess with. That's not something you joke about for a lot of reasons. And it's, I've seen some bad stuff happen with these types of situations too. So I'm just, I don't know. Always gets the Pornhub bots, yeah. They start harassing a streamer and then they spam their name in other streamers' chats and try to start a fight. Okay, that makes sense. I made sure to comment on this guy's stream to let him know that it wasn't me, so hopefully he doesn't have any ill intentions towards me. But yeah, honestly, Team YouTube, that's what I'm slightly worried about now. Like, I just realized that, like, that's freaking scary as hell. I hope it wouldn't get to that point, because I've seen people's lives get taken because of that shit, so I don't know. That is just, I don't know. I don't have time to deal with that. What salary would you be happy with in the future? Um, it depends where I'm living and how big my family is. I'm hoping to have like at least at least 3 kids. So that would require a decent amount of money. But their goal was to host some kind of YouTube civil war. What the what kind of, like, you have to be the absolute, like, I don't even, you have to be the most low life piece of shit to think that that's a good way to spend your time. Like, once you get past the age of, like, I don't even know. Like, I'm assuming kids are doing this. I'm assuming children who have access to, like, because there's no way someone who's a grown ass adult would be wasting their time doing that shit. There's no way. You know what I mean? There's just, that's such a waste of your life. Oh, Cody Leach is a boss. I love Cody Leach. Oh, but yeah, but salary I'd be happy with, probably at least, I'm hoping to have 6 figures. I'm hoping to have 6 figures, which isn't, necessity for everyone, but I would be happy with at least 6 figures. But it depends on the job again. If it's a really good job that has a lot of opportunities to get bigger in the end, or like my wife or whatever, I don't know who I'm going to be marrying in the future, but my wife, let's say, in the future, it has a much better job. Maybe it's not as necessary for me to have that. Maybe, I don't know. But at the end of the day, six figures to me. These people are acting like the Joker movement. Really, honestly. I don't think that could get me kicked out of college just because like my full name isn't attached to it. And it's obviously just like my YouTube name. And I'm sure I could communicate with my college that it's a troll and that I didn't actually say these things. Then again, you never know. Or he's 50 and stuck in his parents' basement. That's always possible, yeah. I haven't seen Catfish, no. Oh wait, the show, yeah, I've seen one episode of it. I haven't seen more than that though. I have seen one episode of that. A long time ago though, so I don't really remember it too much. I haven't seen The Blob or The Hidden, no. You're in college? Yeah, I'm my third year right now. Just started it. And it's hectic, to say the least, because I was going to live there, but because I lived there freshman year, right? I dormed there, and the sophomore year, which was last year, was completely online because of the obvious pandemic. So I was home the whole time, and then this year I was debating, but I live like 30 minutes from it, so I'm like, I'll just go. And it is troubling having to commute and stuff, but at the same time, living there costs a lot of money, and it's better to save that to then spend it later on like other stuff like a house or like an apartment or something. And also, I wouldn't have the capabilities of doing this channel in a dorm, to be honest, because a the connection sucks in most dorms that I've been in. At least when I was in, the Wi-Fi was trash. Oh my god, it's like the worst type of people saying these things. Kevin Smith is in Die Hard 4, really? I haven't watched Die Hard 4 yet, but I still know what you did last summer. Will you do it? I don't know. I don't know yet. It depends how much people enjoy my video for the first one. All right, we've been talking way too long. Let's finish Star Wars. A New Hope. I apologize. I'm putting it in good. Don't freak out. We'll switch. We'll go. We'll jump right to Empire Strikes Back. It's gonna go right here. I have to get past A New Hope quickly before people start yelling at me for putting it in good. You should drunk on stream when you're 21. Maybe one of these days we will do something like that. I'm turning 21 like next month. Actually, like 2 months. So we're almost there. I wish I wasn't, to be honest. I wish I was like 12. All right. Well, Empire Strikes Back. I want to put this higher. I don't think I'd put it higher than Jurassic Park though. But I no, what I put I like Temple of Doom so much, man. I like Temple of Doom so much. Honestly, reporting them, although I appreciate it, I don't think it's gonna do anything because these are like bot accounts, so I don't think they're actual accounts. Like they don't have actual like account. YouTube has to do something about it though. I might hit them up. Hit them up. I might send YouTube a message about this, but I don't know what they can do about it, to be honest. Yes, unfortunately, below Temple of Doom. I just, it's hard for me not to put Temple of Doom above it just because of how good it is. But honestly, like, life is just one of those things where it's like time goes by so freaking fast. Yeah, sure, I'll make you a mod. Wait, Joshua Parker. Yeah, sure. Um, people troll. Oh, we watched the movie. I know them. Jack, why are you asking questions like that, bro? No, I am not. But at the same time, I will not be answering further questions like that. But I'll just answer that one just to make you happy. But Jesus, just going right for those questions then, huh? Oh no, you don't have to time them out. It's fine. Now, moderators, you don't have to worry about. I only want you to deal with bots. Any other comments I can deal with, even if it's like something that like I said, I was just like, that's a weird question. You don't have to delete it. The only things I really want to be deleted are like overly offensive things or like you time them out. All right, well, again, you don't have to do that. Don't worry about it. I don't. I'm not really. I'm not mad that he commented that. I don't care. It's whatever. Just worry about like bots, the bots, and if someone says something like, I don't think this would even show up because I think does YouTube have a filter for these things? Like if someone said like a, you know, really offensive word. I'm not sure if YouTube filters that out though. I don't know. Favorite video game movies? Probably there's not that many ones I've seen, but Mortal Kombat that came out this year I really liked. So honestly, maybe that. No, that's all. That's the most I'm answering for juicy questions. That's the most I'm answering for that. Yeah, no, it's alright. Yeah, when it comes to like, you don't have to time anyone out. I just wanted the bots to be dealt with, to be honest. Like, for me, I never get mad. Like, even if someone came in here and was talking shit about me, I wouldn't care that much. Like, unless they were spreading lies, I guess. But it's when they start spamming it is when it bothers me. But if they start like saying shit to other people and offending other people, that's where I draw the line. Like you can offend me all you want, I don't care. If you come in here, you call my videos shit, I don't care. You don't have to block them. You don't have to time them out. I'll probably reply to it in a very funny way. Oh no, don't you don't have to apologize. It's fine. But I'll probably reply to it in just a funny way or something. I don't know. But like, if it's like something offensive to like other people and it's like way too much, just yeah. Especially if it's spammy. That's the biggest thing to me. I would put on the slow mode, but then you guys can't answer as quickly, so then it's like, I don't know. Are you single? That's a loaded question, honestly, because I honestly don't even know. Nah, I kind of am, but like I'm having communications with people, but I mostly am. I am, but like I'm talking to someone. That's what I mean. Like I've been seeing someone, but it's not really like dating. So that's your answer. I'll answer that one too. But that's the furthest I'm going. Oh yeah, Ryan, I'll make you a mod. I don't want too many mods just because I don't want too much mayhem. I don't need like a million, but if I see you around here a lot, it's fine. I'll make you a mod. I haven't watched Pitch Black. Pitch Black? I was thinking of Pitch Perfect when you said that, but Pitch Black, I guess, is something else. I don't know. Yeah, 1999, 1995 Mortal Kombat. I do want to watch. I haven't seen that though. Yeah, the Joshua. The thing is, like, I don't. That I have gotten questions that are like too far, and I'm like, no. But like questions like that, I don't really care that much, to be honest. Yeah, it is. This is like something I try to keep in a professional sense, but I like to exhibit my personality, I guess, in a way. Because I'll say this for anyone who really likes or really wants to become, let's say, a content creator, right? If you want to be a content creator and you want to make videos or whatever, the number one thing is to push your personality forward. You need to have a personality. You need to be close to your audience, because they will not care to stick with you long term unless you do that. I do agree with Ian there and Josh though. Like, I do see, like, yeah, we should just talk about movies because that's what we're here for. But then again, I like talking about things, and it's whatever. It's at the end of the day, um, it is one of those things where it's like I like talking about a million different things. I do get off topic, but how are you disciplined growing up? Like, we're just asking some personal shit. You don't have to delete that comment, by the way. I'm just saying. But don't worry, we'll get back to the movie talk. I'm just chilling. It's not a big deal, honestly. I do know people want me to get to it, and I do have to get to it because I can't be here forever. But I like talking. But what I was saying before is, if you want to be a content creator, put your personality forward, because they will stick with you if you really do show them yourself in a normal way, like in a, like, you know, it has to be still in a professional way, because people have asked for like my like personal like Instagram and stuff, and I'm not giving that away. Like, I'm not giving that type of stuff away. But like, just talking to you guys on like a like personal level, like, I'm okay with that, as long as it's not too far. Like, I'm not going in depth with any of that shit. You can ask me simple stuff, sure, but I can't guarantee an answer. You know, that's just whatever. All right, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. Just need Team YouTube. Josh is Peter Parker in alternate universe. Is he? Oh, Joshua Parker. I see. Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna put this the top of great, but below Fellowship. Yeah, it's probably a good spot. Next, you know, slightly above Fellowship. I think Return of the Jedi is really good, really great. I think the beginning was a little iffy, but that last act is like incredible. The Battle of Endor and the final duel against Vader with Luke is some of the best stuff from Star Wars ever. So it definitely deserves a great tier. I think most people would agree with me on that. Actually, no. Some people say this is not that good. I think most people give it like a A-B range, I would say. But I haven't seen many people give it an S or like a below C. But it's usually like A-B range, I think. You hate the Ewoks, bro. They're adorable, though. Come on now. They're adorable. I appreciate that, Jason Carr. I appreciate that. By the way, if you guys do like, because like I do have more of these like random ass discussions about like random things that are like based on literally anything in life on my Twitch when I stream on Twitch. Because I stream on Twitch here and there. That's a lot better to talk about that type of stuff. I am okay with talking about the type of stuff here, but again, we are ranking these, so I will try to rank these, because I do understand the point that some of you are making. Like, we are here to rank movies, so let's rank movies. But if you go follow my Twitch, we talk about random stuff a lot more, and I do plan on doing more Q&As in the future on this channel, like when we hit 15K. So that's a good place to ask away random ass questions about life. All right, The Phantom Menace. This is the first movie that's going in F. Look, the only thing I like about this movie is the duel against Darth Maul at the end. Everything else sucks, and you cannot tell me otherwise. This is not a good movie. The Twitch handle is The Real Expert Fusion, but you could just look it up. I think it is it in my description. If it's not in my description, then go to my second channel, which is also, it should be in the description. And then that should be in that channel's description if it's not in this description. I'm not too sure. But it's The Real Expert Fusion, just if you needed the handle. But expert with an X, like not EX. But yeah, Phantom Menace is just, it has no heart to it. I'm sorry, but there is no heart to this movie. There's no emotion. The only emotion you get is Qui-Gon Jinn dying, and even that doesn't really evict much emotion. It's just Obi-Wan screaming for like half a second, and then it just goes back to the duel. I don't feel anything when I see this movie. I don't. Oh yeah, what Ryan said, but no E before the expert. Expert's just with an X. I didn't spell it like the normal way. I spelled it with just an X. Sounds Boston again. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, episode 1's just not. The pod race was okay, I guess, but I still didn't find it to be that great. The music is one thing that is amazing throughout the whole franchise, so yeah, I mean, I guess that is something I could say is great about it. And Ian McGregor's good and all, but he's so much better in 2 and 3, so. Is that the first Star Wars movie? Because I've been trying to figure out which one is the first movie. Well, it's the first chronologically, but in release order. I'm doing them in release order. I think like talking about movies and watching movies in release order is always the best way. Chronological order is never the best way, in my opinion. I think release order means a lot more. You can really see the progression of the films. And it's a way that they wanted to tell a story. They wanted to tell the story in that way. You know, no matter what, like I hate when I see someone saying like, "Oh, how should I watch the MCU?" And then someone replies with like Captain America: The First Avenger as the first movie to watch. Like, no. In release order. You do not watch Captain America first, and then like they have Captain Marvel second or whatever, because that's like the second chronologically. No. Release order. That's the way they were intended to watch, so you watch it like that, okay? So that's just how I'm doing with Star Wars too. So I just feel like it's works a lot better that way. I'm definitely one of the few people to rate Pirates 5 even higher than the first one, which is funny, but I liked it a lot more than I think. And right now, that should be coming out in the next week or two. It's being edited right now. Actually, if you guys didn't know, I did get an editor to help with some videos, which is great. He did Pirates 4 reaction video, and he's doing the fifth one as well. He's not editing all my videos because I do like to edit my own stuff as well. So we're like, he's doing some, and you know, it is great to have help because obviously, I'm doing college now, so it takes a bit of the workload off, so I can actually focus on school as well. Anakin's mother, when he realized he'll have to leave her behind, I found that emotional. Yeah, but the idea of it's emotional, but I don't think the execution of it was that emotional. What are the chances of you ranking the Walking Dead season finales? I might rank every Walking Dead episode of the entire franchise after season 11. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be a crazy video. It's gonna be like 150 episodes, but I don't care. We're gonna do it. What do you think of the most recent episode of The Walking Dead? Check out my review on it. Simple answer, I'll just say it was okay. It was good. I think it was good. It just wasn't great or anything. Yeah, no spoilers. Don't worry, I won't give any away. What type of shoes do you wear? Air Force Ones. All right, I'm done answering the weird questions. Let's Attack of the Clones, I think, is average. I put it better than On Stranger Tides. I think it's a step up from Phantom Menace. I do see a lot of people saying it's worse than episode 1. But I like it a lot more. Not a lot, but I like it more. Because I think there's definitely more emotion. That's for frick sure. Because you have, especially the scene with Anakin killing the Sand People, right? I actually like that scene. Hayden Christensen is not a bad actor. His dialogue just sucks. Okay? I legitimately think he's a good actor, even in the third one. His dialogue has just never been good. They give him stupid lines to say, so it comes off as really stupid. I don't believe a single person in the world could make those lines work. Like, like in the third one, he has like a line where he's like, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. It's just a stupid line. I don't know. It just sounds stupid out of anyone's mouth. But as an actor, I think he did that scene very well in the second one. And I love like the third act of this movie on Geonosis. I really do like a lot of that stuff. It's some really fun shit, especially in the arena. That scene. I mean, being a big Star Wars fan and seeing a bunch of the Jedi roll up with lightsabers, that's awesome. That was awesome. The whole thing about that scene was awesome. Natalie Portman was great in it too. Yeah, she's always great to watch. I think she's been the huge crush of like everyone, to be honest. Yeah, I have heard the early reviews for the Batman. I got so excited hearing those reviews. They're saying it sounds like a horror movie. It's going to be like really graphic and intense. Like, I'm so excited for that. I think my favorite director is either Steven Spielberg or I'm going to say Christopher Nolan, even though I've only seen 5 of his movies. I still have yet to see a lot of his other movies, but even just the 5 Christopher Nolan movies I've seen are all some of my favorite movies ever. So that says something. But Steven Spielberg, I've seen a lot more of his stuff and love a lot of his stuff. So yeah, we reacted to Kill Bill 1 and 2 on the channel actually. So if you haven't checked that out, we did that back in like January of 2021, I think, something like that. Okay, and then Revenge of the Sith. I'm gonna put it a little bit higher than these. This one is like there's definitely a lot of nostalgia behind it, and also just it's not. I feel like it's not really a great movie when you really think about it. Like if you really take it apart and look at the technical aspects of it, there's a lot of crap writing. But it is such a fantastic experience that I don't give a shit. You know? I think most people would agree with me. Revenge of the Sith is one of those movies where like there's a lot of stupid stuff in it, but as a whole, there is some really good shit, and it is such a great experience to watch, especially after watching the original trilogy and 1 and 2. It just works so well. And especially scenes like the Order 66 scene and the final duel at the end, and even some of the earlier scenes, like at the beginning, the battle on the Coruscant, like that's good stuff. It's really good. And honestly, after watching a lot of the Clone Wars, it's even better. It's even better. It's great shit. So I think Revenge of the Sith is better than Empire. You should watch E.T. I haven't seen E.T., so actually I would like to. I've seen like scenes of it though. I kind of know a lot of the general ideas of it, but I haven't watched the whole movie. She thought it was a deformed kid. I've seen what E.T. looks like, so I mean, who hasn't, to be honest? Have you seen Tim Burton's Batman films? Those are also on the channel. I haven't done The Hobbit yet, so I couldn't compare Hobbit and Lord of the Rings until I see them. Yes, I've heard of that tragedy. I was hoping Darth Plagueis would come into play in like the sequels for some reason. I was always hoping he would. Like I was hoping maybe that Snoke was like Darth Plagueis or something, just for some weird reason. I don't know how they could explain it. I know he's not supposed to be like alive, but have him come back alive or something. I'd rather that than Palpatine, to be honest. Even though Palpatine's cool and all, I'd rather Darth Plagueis play a role in the story somehow, some reincarnation or something. I don't know. I'd be more interested in that. I've always thought it'd be really interesting to see a movie, a prequel movie to the Phantom Menace with Palpatine and Darth Plagueis, because there's some connection with. I don't know the whole story. I don't really know a lot of that anything before the prequels. I don't know much about. I know a lot about the universe from the prequels to the sequels, like everything in between there, but there's some like stuff that I don't even know if it's canon or not, and it came before episode 1. I don't even know much about it, but I have heard some stuff about their connection, and I don't know. Interesting. Ridley Scott, yeah, I've seen a couple of their things, a couple of those movies. Ridley Scott did Blade Runner, right? Am I mistaken on that? See how much you hate Sasha. I don't know if I hate her. I just find her character to be uninteresting. Like just not that entertaining. Okay. Now this is the opinion that triggers millions. If you were watching my top 100 movies of all time, you would probably been there for this triggering experience of me putting The Force Awakens um above Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. We don't have a lot of movies down low. That's actually pretty impressive. So you know, movies are good, man. Movies are really good. It's hard for me to hate a movie. It's really hard. When we get to the slasher films ranked, there's going to be a lot of movies down here, though, actually. So, I really want to watch Gladiator. I haven't watched that yet. But yeah, Force Awakens. Look, I know it's the same plot as A New Hope. I know. But like, who gives a shit? It was such a smart move to make it such a familiar story as this movie that came back after like what Star Wars wasn't around for like 10 years other than like Clone Wars shows. And they come back and Han Solo, fantastic in this. Literally, I don't have a single complaint about this movie. I just don't. There's not one thing that I could say, be like, oh, I don't like that. The only thing I don't like about The Force Awakens is that the other movies that come after it completely shit on what this was building up. But they were building up good stuff for The Force Awakens. They were. And then Last Jedi just takes a load of shit on it and says, you know what, everything you planned in this movie, I don't care, I'm doing my own thing. And then The Rise of Skywalker tried to fix that, and it just didn't really work because it was already shit on. So I that's the only negative I have with this, is that it doesn't feel like it's completed. It doesn't feel like it has proper sequels to it. But it's a good freaking movie. Okay, I'm Leo, I'm so glad you brought that up because I have defended this that same argument. Oh, I need to go in hard with this one. All right. So, Rey versus Kylo, right? Well, even if that was like a valid complaint, I wouldn't ever say that's a reason enough to like not like a movie. But Rey beating Kylo makes perfect sense in so many ways. Here's why. First of all, Kylo was emotionally and physically injured. Physically because he got shot by the bowcaster, Chewie's thing, and that shit hurts because we see in an earlier scene they even make it clear to the director clearly wanted us to see how powerful that thing was because they had a scene where that shit like blasted the shit out of a stormtrooper and Han was like, I love this thing or whatever. They showed that so they could do that. So he was injured, all right? And also emotionally injured too because, I mean, he just killed his own father. I know you might think he doesn't care, but like, it hurt him. You could see it in his face. He like, it hurt him slightly, but then he kind of just like let those feelings just evolve into him, which is why I think Kylo is a great character and I actually find him to be really interesting. And so he's emotionally and physically fucked up, all right? Also, he wasn't trying to kill Rey at any point ever. So like, Rey was more aggressive because she had this like anger in her after what happened. So then that anger really just went above and beyond what Kylo was feeling at that moment. Kylo was feeling a lot of other things. He wasn't really feeling anger. It was more, well, a lot of it was anger, but it was also a lot of like just almost confusion because he doesn't know what the fuck he wants at that point. He was torn. He doesn't know what he was supposed to do until he killed Han, of course, and then he started to kind of gain a little bit of consensus of what he was supposed to do. But even then, he was still all over the place. Rey was angry, and Rey's a good fighter. It's not like she's a bad fighter, right? We see her with her staff. She's good with staff, and a lightsaber is definitely different. It takes a different sense of skill, but at the same time, she was able to be good with it. And the whole Force thing, how does she know how to use the Force? I don't think the Force is necessarily something that you have to like learn how to use well, like completely. Like you can use it without learning it. It's just to use it well, you have to learn it. You know what I mean? You have to really, really learn it well to be able to use it well. Is what I'm trying to say. Obviously, at the time of the movie, we didn't know why she knew how to use the Force, and a lot of theories went around like, oh, maybe she's Obi-Wan's son or something, or not Obi-Wan's daughter. Obviously, we found out what happened in The Rise of Skywalker. I didn't like the reason for why she was, but that's not a problem with the Force Awakens. It's a problem with the Rise of Skywalker for giving it a stupid reason. But in this movie itself, I wasn't too concerned with that because I'm like, okay, we'll get the answer later on. So in that moment, I think it was okay. I think they're making it clear that there was a deeper reason as to why she knew how to use the Force. So I was always okay with it. And again, like I said, Kylo wasn't even trying to kill her anyways. So it was like he was just trying to, do whatever. And because he wanted to turn her over to the dark side. So yeah, I just ranted on about that a lot because I also think it's the best visually. No, it's the best combination of story and visually pleasing scenes in action. You know what I mean? Which is a combination that's because like obviously the originals were great for their time, but obviously like it's outdated clearly. The prequels also very outdated. I mean, the CGI was pretty bad on those. I think a lot of the original effects that they did in the originals were great, and they do hold up well, but I don't think it looks nearly as good as like what the Force Awakens is a beautiful movie, beautiful. But then yeah, the Last Jedi unfortunately kind of takes a big dump on that and kind of just. I still like it more than these two Jurassic Park movies, but I think this is the most disappointed I've ever been in a movie. I don't think it's a bad movie though. I don't. It's probably the most disappointed I've ever been in the theaters, and that's because I'm a big Star Wars fan. So when I saw it, I was like expecting a lot more, and I was like, that was it. Okay, so I was led being quite disappointed, but I think it has some good things to it. It has some redeemable factors, like it's a again visually pleasing movie, very good looking. I think Kylo as a character is still interesting here. I do like him. I will say, I don't hate what they did with Luke in this movie. I don't hate it. I don't like how they ended the movie with Luke. But with making him this person who was like wanting to end the Jedi, I wasn't against it. I just don't think it was executed well. But the idea of changing Luke was not a big deal to me because I know this is not Luke's trilogy. He already had his trilogy. This is Rey's trilogy. And when they brought him in, I knew he wasn't going to be the main character, and I also knew he might be different. And if he's different, it better be explained well. And I think it wasn't explained well. So I just don't hate that he's different. I just don't think it was explained well. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting at here. Last Jedi is my favorite Star Wars film. I've seen a lot of people have that opinion, and I have no problem with that opinion. But yeah, obviously I disagree. But I don't have like any problem because I think there's a lot of people who, when it comes to the sequels, you either hate all the sequels, or you love The Force Awakens and hate the others, or you love Last Jedi and hate the others. You know, like I feel like no one really just like, and I don't think there's anyone who says The Rise of Skywalker is the best and they hate the others. Maybe there is someone who says that. I don't know, but I just, in story wise, I think it just shit on a lot what this was building up, and it did a lot of annoying things that bothered me. Like, what was her name? The Holdo girl. Oh my god! Every time she was on screen, I wanted to die, and I like that actress too. So like, what's the actress's name? Something Dern. Is it like Laura Dern? I don't know. She's a good actress. Wasn't she in Jurassic Park? Is that the same girl? I don't know. Whatever. She played the Holdo girl. And this character just bothered the hell out of me the whole movie because she like was there and like wouldn't tell Poe anything. And I'm just like, why aren't you talking to your fucking people here? Like, like that just always bothered me for some reason. I don't know. Um, yeah, the concept was fine. It just wasn't executed that well. Good night, Kyle. Thank you for watching, man. Dark Knight trilogy. Oh, Dark Knight trilogy would all be an S. Well, we're gonna do comic book movies in December after the Spider-Man No Way Home comes out. We're gonna rank every comic book movie I've seen, and by the time we get to that, I will have seen the Blade trilogy likely and the rest of the X-Men movies. So that'll be good. Lauren Dern, okay. Curious your problem with a New Hope. So I don't have a problem with it. It's just it's got to me like a very just it's simplistic, which is good to a lot of people. I do prefer a little bit of depth. I've never found like the first like 40 minutes to be at all interesting. Like you have a long period of time where it's literally just and I know there's a charm to it and that charm is definitely nostalgic and I love it for what it is. But it's like C3PO and R2D2 like literally just walking around and just like getting kidnapped by like Jawas. It's just a lot of like slow stuff that's just not interesting to me. And it sets up the universe very well. I don't know about like exactly what plans they had in mind necessarily at the time of making it, but the only things that I really love about New Hope is obviously what comes later, and I think definitely holds it up a lot more. A lot of it is just that appeal of it being the first one and introducing your characters very well, and I love how it does all that, but it doesn't really do it for me like the other movies do above it at all. It doesn't have the same depth as it. Yeah, the part of it being outdated is not necessarily a big problem, but like it's definitely noticeable. Like especially like the duel between like Ben and Vader. It's just like it's not that like it was a obviously like a badly like choreographed duel. It was just like it loses its like I'm sure back in like late 70s that was like great, but like when you watch it, because obviously I was born in the year 2000, so like my experiences with these movies are much different. But I'm just sitting there, I'm like I can't really feel for what's happening here because like what the fuck just happened, but a lot of it was also really great, and that's why it deserves good for me. It's a very iconic movie, that's very true. So it gets praise. Was Finn a useless character? I would say not in The Force Awakens, but they kind of throw him away later, yeah. Spider-Verse I like a lot. It's not my favorite. I'm not like a big fan of animated movies in general usually, but I think Spider-Verse is probably my like top 3 favorite animated movies at least. I love Spider-Man, so I mean makes sense why that'd be the case. Oh yeah, and I love Mark Hamill and all, but his acting in A New Hope was terrible. Come on, you can't tell me otherwise. Especially that one scene where he's like, "I was gonna go pick up the power converters," or I forget what he said. Something that just came out so like. I know it's the 70s. I know like acting as a whole wasn't like as perfected as it gets later on. But he gets really good at Empire though. I really like Luke later on. I just think he was a little iffy in the New Hope. A little iffy. He was fun to watch. I love my boy Luke, but he's a lot better than the other two. Like miles better. Best Joker though. I actually haven't even seen the animated Batman stuff, so I actually haven't really. I've seen clips of him as Joker, but I haven't watched that show, so I don't. Or was it a show, or was it one of the animated movies for Batman? I'm not sure which one he played Joker in. He did a great job voicing Chucky in the new Child's Play too. Yeah, I think they should have stuck with JJ's plans. I don't know what his plans were to be honest, but they should have stuck with it. I think it depends with acting. I've seen really great acting in old movies. I've seen really great acting in new stuff. It really depends, but I've definitely seen more newer stuff than older stuff, to be honest. Obviously, that's because I'm a newer person, so that makes sense. I haven't seen like movies before like the 70s. I have maybe seen like 3. I've seen Wizard of Oz. Before the 70s. Wait, I'm trying to think if I've seen anything else before the 70s other than Wizard of Oz. I definitely have. I've seen a decent amount of 70s stuff though. So when we start with the 70s, there's a lot more movies I've seen. But before 70, like 1970, I don't like the 60s. I want to watch a couple. Like I want to watch Psycho. I haven't seen Psycho, but oh yeah, Joshua. By the way, you don't have to delete comments. It's all right, unless he was specifically like saying something offensive towards someone else. That doesn't matter. I don't know what he said though, but everyone compares Mark Hamill to Brad Dourif's Chucky. That makes sense why they. Oh yeah, everyone compares it. Yeah, well, it makes sense why they would compare it because. Are you saying they compare like Mark Hamill as a voice actor to Brad Dourif's Chucky, or are you saying they compare Mark Hamill's version of Chucky to Brad Dourif's version of Chucky? Citizen Kane. I've not seen Citizen Kane. No. Yeah, Taxi Driver. I'm gonna do just because people yell at me when I say Joker's like one of my favorite movies. Actually, Joker is my favorite movie, and people yell at me. They're like, "It's a Taxi Driver ripoff." I'm like, "All right, well, fuck you. I'll go watch Taxi Driver then." But like, that doesn't mean it's not a good movie just because it's similar to another movie. It's oh yeah, there's a lot of Bond movies in like the 60s, right? He called you a fart sniffer. I don't. You can leave that. I don't care. Moderators, you don't have to delete anything. This is why, honestly, this is why I usually don't have moderators. Don't get offended by me saying this. Don't apologize either. It's fine. But like, usually I don't have moderators because I don't really like care about deleting comments usually because I can just do it myself, obviously. But when it's like people spamming, that's when it becomes a problem. That's why I wanted some moderators now because like those bots were getting rowdy as hell. So I was like, yeah, we gotta do that. But for the most part, you don't have to delete comments unless it's the spamming comments. Oh yeah, Space Odyssey. I've heard about that. When are you making the Walking Dead all episodes ranked? After season 11 ends, so we got about 2 years before that, or at least a year and a half. American Psycho, I want to watch too. I agree. Tan is a booger. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be like watching Taxi Driver to compare it like that. I'm never the type of person to do that. And even if I do compare them for whatever reason, I never will like be like, oh, this movie's not good because it's like I hate when people do that. They say like, oh, the movie's not good because it's not as good as the original, or it's not as good as the first one, or it's not as good. Like, who gives a shit? They can be good in their own way. You know what I mean? So whatever. Would you seriously do that? So when it comes to the James Bond movies, only a couple. I'd probably only do the ones that like I'd have to get a lot of opinions on it because I'm sure some of them are connected. They're not all in the same universe, right? Unless they are, and that'd be crazy if they are, but I don't know. There's like 20 something of them, right? Like something crazy like that. I would only do a couple of the more popular ones, the ones that people really like, the ones that are connected chronologically with the same guy, I guess. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, we got three more left. So Rogue One is gonna go in top of great. Yeah, top of great sounds good. Actually, I might want to put that higher. No, top of great. It's close to being S for me, but I'm not quite sure. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Daniel Craig. Yeah, yeah. If you guys ever want to like recommend things, feel free to like. I can't always guarantee an answer or anything, but always feel free to just like message me on Twitter. I can't guarantee an answer, but like, but also keep this in mind. I'm sure most of you know this, obviously, but just because you recommend something does not mean I'm gonna do it. I know most of you understand that completely, but like some people will they'll literally send me a message. They'll be like, "Yo, I want you to watch this. Let me know when you do it. All right, send me a message when you like. No, what do you mean send me a message when you do it? Like, you can't demand me to watch something. It's just like it's recommendations is what it is, which is I'm all for, and I like that because then I know which ones get recommended more. I'm more likely to do. So I don't have a Discord server right now. I would like one, but I'm not sure when I will do it. I just because I don't use Discord myself, so I'll have to actually. Because honestly, if I made one, I don't even think I'd be in it that often, and I feel bad not being in my own Discord that often. You know what I mean? So that's why I never made one. But maybe I will at someday. Maybe when we hit 15K, maybe. Oh yeah, that Vader scene's perfect. And a lot of people say the first two acts of this movie is trash, and it's only the third act that's good. I disagree with that. I think they do a really good job of building the story, and the characters I actually like. They're not really amazing. They're not meant to be amazing, but for what they are, I think they're entertaining enough, and I care about them enough to the point where their deaths matter to me. My Twitter should be in the description. Anything should be in the description. If it's not, let me know, but I think it should be. So yeah, yeah. A lot of stuff with superhero movies people call ripoffs too, and it's always like, who cares? You know? Have you got Patreons that you completely trust the recommendations for movies? So yeah, I have a decent amount of Patreons, and I do a lot of polls there, and a lot of times the movies they mostly vote for is usually what I think it's usually representative of the majority of my audience as well. So I think, yeah, I usually do my polls there, but every now and then I'll also throw in a poll on the community tab of the channel just to get a overview opinion of everyone. But I do prioritize the Patreon's opinions just because they're paying me money monthly, so it's like I have to prioritize the opinions of people who are spending their money on me like that. Yeah, Rogue One's great. It was such a surprise too because I was expecting to hate it. I was like, a Star Wars movie with no lightsabers? Are you kidding? Well, I didn't think there was gonna be lightsabers. I didn't think Darth Vader would show up at the end with the lightsaber. I knew he was gonna be in it, but I didn't know he'd be in it like that. But I don't think Star Wars needs lightsabers to be good. But do you think MCU is going downhill after Endgame movie wise? Oh no 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 no. Honestly, I had fears that it would because I thought to myself like, which is not a bad thing. Like Endgame was such a high peak that like if every other movie was just a little bit worse but still good, it's not a big deal. It's whatever. They don't have to be better than Endgame to still be good, like I said before. But after seeing the No Way Home trailer and all the rumors for No Way Home, that's gonna be bigger than Endgame to me. Like seeing the old Spider-Man returning is bigger than Endgame to me. It just is. Not to everyone is it gonna be bigger, but to me, it is bigger than Endgame. Seeing Tobey freaking Maguire and Andrew Garfield back, like my childhood like favorite actors because I watched those movies so much when I was younger. Like, yeah, that's gonna be bigger than Endgame to me. And you still have Fantastic Four. They're gonna be introducing the X-Men characters eventually. You're gonna have Doctor Strange 2, Thor 4. There's a lot of good stuff. So I'm not worried for the MCU at all. And the DC's got great stuff coming too. So comic book movie, superhero movie fans are eating good. They're eating good. Jason Carr, I got to go be grand man. Thank you so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. You have a good day or night or whatever it is where you're at right now. All right, Solo. I'm gonna put above Attack of the Clones. It's better than Attack of the Clones, but it's still an average movie to me. It's not like it's fun. It's just such a like meh movie. Like I just don't really not meh. It's okay. It's average because it's a well-made movie. That's why I'm giving it average. But in terms of like what it's doing for the universe, I love Han Solo. but I did not give a shit about his origin. Like, I love Han Solo because of Harrison Ford. I think the actor did a great job of playing young Harrison Ford. Well, young Han Solo, but a young, you know what I mean. But I just didn't care. Like, I just didn't. I didn't even watch this in the theaters. This is like, I have seen every Star Wars in theaters since The Force Awakens. I didn't see Solo in theaters. I was bored. I was bored from the trailers, so I just didn't even see. I waited till it came out, and then I watched it. And I thought it was average. It's fine. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just fine. Watch Cosmic Wonders channel. I do actually watch him. Dude, yeah, seeing Doctor Doom and stuff, they're gonna be so. The only issue I have with the MCU, look, I love the MCU, but when you get too many people in it, it does get a little bit convoluted, I guess. And then I always think to myself when I'm watching these movies, I'm like, wait, why aren't these other heroes showing up in this big battle right now? You know what I mean? That's always weird to me. But you have to just let those thoughts go away and just enjoy the freaking movie, because they're so much more fun when you just forget about that stuff. Yeah, Michael Keaton's coming back in The Flash. That's gonna be crazy. Same with Ben Affleck as Batman. So you're gonna have fucking Batverse going on. So we're eating good, man. DC is looking really good. Like, if you asked me a year ago if I preferred Marvel or DC, I would probably say Marvel. But after watching a lot of other DC stuff, and especially after like Joker and stuff, like DC's doing some good stuff, some really good stuff. Original Halloween from 1978 is overrated, so boring I almost fell asleep watching it. Honestly, that's an opinion that I understand. It's one of those movies that, like, I think I feel the same way about A Nightmare on Elm Street. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween. They're some of my favorite horror movies of all time, some of my favorite slashers. But I can completely understand if you don't have like a prior attachment to them in any way, and you don't, like, if you just watch them expecting to be like in love with it, especially if you're not a big like fan of, I'm not sure if you are, but I'm just saying in general, if you're not a big fan of those type of movies, you're probably not gonna like it. But it's definitely acquired taste, and I have a lot of fun with those movies, especially for their just charm. They have like a lot of charm to it, I guess. I don't know, because like those movies don't really require like big budgets or anything like that, so they work really well with how they are. I'm looking forward to the Flash for sure. Yeah, can't wait to see him back. Short Round and Indy 5 or Multiverse Spideys. I'm more excited for Spider-Man, but Indy 5 is a close. I think my most anticipated movies from the next couple of years, number one is Spider-Man No Way Home, then the Batman, then Indiana Jones 5, then the Flash, then Doctor Strange 2, maybe Jurassic World Dominion, actually. I don't know. Thought I had more water, but I don't. All right, we'll just finish this up. I'll read a couple of your last comments, though, before I go. Rise of Skywalker is going to go right above Crystal Skull, but not above Pirates 1. I think this movie's... It's a good movie. It's just like this one to me, where it's like there's so many things wrong with it, but there's also a lot about it that I like. And I'm able to forgive it for a lot of its sins of... like story, stories all over the place. It's got one of the messiest, it's probably one of the messiest Star Wars movies ever. But like, there's also a lot of good stuff with Kylo Ren that I really freaking like. Palpatine coming back was stupid, but it was also fun to watch Palpatine again. I won't lie, it was fun to watch it. And I really do like I like the end battle. There were a lot of things they did that was kind of stupid too. It was a disappointing movie, just like The Last Jedi, but at least I can say it was good. You know? Yeah, Sinister Six will be. Yeah, the thing is, I hope it's a long ass movie because there's a lot of people in it. Spider-Man: No Way Home. But then again, I think it's going to be setting up for another movie. I don't think we're going to be like completely fulfilled in the end. I think it's going to set up for another Sinister Six movie that's going to flesh it out a little bit more. My biggest worry with the movie is that it's going to do this, MCU Spidey shit where it makes a lot of things a joke. and it's not gonna take this stuff seriously. Obviously, comedy is fine to have every now and then, but don't overdo it. Is what I'm trying to say. But I'm not too sure. I'm still really excited though, regardless. We've been streaming for 2.5 hours. All right, I gotta end this because I can't be live for too long. I was supposed to go like an hour ago. I was literally supposed to go like an hour ago, man. I have a lot of homework to do. I have time tomorrow too to do it though, so it's not a big deal, but I can finish it. Yeah, I think they're bringing back a lot of the original cast, yeah, for the Jurassic Park Dominion. Yeah, I've seen Saw and Final Destination. I've seen all of them. I think they're decent movies. Saw is. I'm gonna rank Saw in this when we rank the slasher films because I consider Saw a slasher franchise. I don't give a shit what anyone says. It's a slasher franchise to me. It's a slasher movie is a movie of a person killing multiple people. That's literally what is happening in Saw, except for it's the people are getting put in traps. The only difference between Saw and any other slasher is that the guy is using traps instead of like knives or something. So it's a slasher, whatever. They're fine. Some of them I absolutely despise. Some of them I think are pretty good. It's just you need to be in the mood for Saw. You need to. If you are not in the mood for Saw, it's a terrible movie because it's just too much. The gore gets a little bit crazy, and it's like this is just this nasty shit. But sometimes it's also like that's some good ass gore, and you actually enjoy watching it. It really depends on the situation. Yeah, it's a messy movie, but it works at some points. Yeah, I agree with that, Landon. Like, I don't hate Far From Home. I like all Star Wars, or I like every Spider-Man movie a lot. But yeah, I would consider Silence of the Lambs to be horror. Yeah, I don't like I Far From Home. I do. I just think it's probably one of my least favorite Spider-Man movies because it just takes a lot of stuff as a joke, and it's so goofy. Like it's I like goofy movies here and there, but I don't want my Spider-Man movies to be overly goofy. Spider-Man's a comedic character, but he's not supposed. The movie's not supposed to be a comedy, though. You know, that's what they have to do. They have to separate Spider-Man as a comedic character apart from the movie being a comedy. Because Far From Home is as a freaking comedy. Let's be real here. Literally every other sentence is a character saying some weird joke that's not even that funny, but I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff in the movie too, though, so it's okay. Mean Girls should have been a slasher. Oh my god. Honestly, after watching the first, I'm for the X Men franchise. I've watched the first three and X Men Origins Wolverine. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would freaking die to see Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, even though I'm sure his ending is probably better for him. Because I don't know if you guys know this, I've seen Logan. I just haven't seen the other X-Men movies, so why we're reacting to the other X-Men movies. But I have seen Logan, so I do know, whatever. That was a better ending for him, but I still want to see him back in some way. I don't know. That'd be freaking great. He's just such a good character. Oh my god, the scene in the bus is the worst scene in the movie. I literally want to like just every time I see that scene, it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, oh hey, look, a goat. He said, hey, look, a goat. What is it, like a goat on one leg or something? I don't know what he said. And everyone looks. Not a single person sees him jump up. Like, I know it's not supposed to be realistic. It's a superhero movie, but like that's so beyond like organic. It just comes off as goofy and just stupid. I don't know. But I have faith that they'll do this one justice. I don't think Tobey Maguire would do it unless he was in a good script. Then again, if they paid him a lot, I'm sure they paid Toby a disgusting amount. I'm sure they paid Toby like freaking like I wouldn't be surprised if they paid him like I don't know. Cause Toby, if you guys don't know, Toby he's a low key actor. Like you could tell he does not like the attention. He hates the attention. He doesn't like fame. He's always trying to keep to himself. He hates paparazzi, which most people do. I don't blame him for that. Like, that's not a unnormal thing. But for him to come back to this role that's very popular in the franchise like the MCU, I feel like it probably took a lot of money. It probably did. Best Spidey, they're all equal in my opinion. That's honestly, I can't choose. I have always been unable to choose between them. Like, I know people say like, oh, Andrew's the best Spider-Man, Toby's the best Peter Parker, Tom's the best, like mix of them or whatever, but I think they're all perfectly equal in all parts of it. I think they all do perfectly well as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. And that's from like a acting standpoint and like a characterization, not in terms of their movies. Like, I think Toby's movies are better. Like, I prefer the Raimi trilogy over the other films mostly. But as characters, as actors, I think they all do it perfectly. Like, just perfectly. I love Andrew. I love Tom. I love Toby. They all do it great. They're perfect. And I literally want to slap every person in the face who ever says that Andrew is not a good Peter Parker simply because he rides a skateboard and is attractive. I'm like, that's the stupidest reason to think he's not a good Peter Parker, because he rides a freaking skateboard. Like, how does that automatically make him not Peter Parker? I don't get that. I don't get that. Oh, he can't be Peter Parker because he rides a skateboard. Well, since when did Peter not allowed to ride a freaking skateboard, bro? Like, what the fuck? See, the thing is, Landon, that is true that it's not confirmed, but I've been following it enough to the point where, like, there's no way it's not. Mods, just handle that real quick. I appreciate it. There's no way they're not in it, just because of there's so much like really reliable rumors. Like, yes, it's not confirmed, but I would bet literally my entire life savings are in the movie, which is a lot, but I would bet my entire life savings that they're in the movie. Like, I would put every dollar I own on the line that they're going to be in the movie. There's just so many like really reliable rumors and leaks and stuff, and it's just too hard not to say it, you know. All right, honestly, it's probably a good time to end the stream because we're getting hit again with these people, which is kind of sad because I hope they don't come back, because if I stream again and they come back, that's going to be kind of annoying. I don't know if it's like a one-time thing sort of a deal. I don't know. Hopefully not. All right. I still think Andrew's movies were good, to be honest. The Amazing Spider-Man movies I like. I don't think they're the best, but I do like them a lot. All right, I'll see you all later. Thank you for watching, and whoever is doing the bot spamming, you're a piece of shit. I'll see y'all later. You might be going broke then. No, hell no, bro. Trust me. You will see. We're gonna get a trailer a week before Venom 2 comes out. I'm calling it a week before Venom 2. And they're going to be in that trailer. Maybe not in that trailer. They're going to be in one of the trailers. And I'm going to be like, yo, that's freaking amazing. All right, I'll see you later.